What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer in the middle seat, Nikki Scarpino.
Today is vexing, Greg.
Over there, that's the pure one, Tim Gettys. Let's talk about what's vexing you.
I called an audible.
Is that not enough for you? Sorry, you seem depressed. Okay, good.
I called an audible and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to find some tickets to see Star Wars tonight with you fine gentlemen. Now, I knew I'm not going to be able to go to your showing because it's all sold out.
Time out for those watching at home. We're recording this before. This is the last thing we're going to record, and then us three, Kevin, Tim, and me, will go to line up for Star Wars. We haven't seen Star Wars yet.
Yeah. Now, the conundrum was that they're going to see the 3D showing, and I don't want to see the 3D showing. So I'm waiting till my friend to see the showing tomorrow with my friends in 2D, but I can't wait anymore. So I've decided that I'm going to go and get some tickets. Now, in typical Nick Scarpino fashion, it's the world's fault that I can't get tickets, not mine. It's Fandango's fault.
It wasn't me talking to you for the past year about this.
Fandango, well...
40, chill.
If you were a real friend, you would have seen it in 2D. I'm just putting it out there.
If you were a fan of cinema and movies,
if you cared about,
it's supposed to be.
If you cared about anything but Twitter.
In IMAX, and I can't. So I'm more fucked than anyone on this.
That's fair.
Won't you see it on IMAX? Oh, yeah,
I'm going to
that's a dumb question, yeah.
Anyway, I spent the better part of the last 20 minutes trying to buy tickets on Fandango, and then I got really pissed at Fandango. And then Tim reminded me that I have no one to blame but myself. And it's true. But no one wants to hear that when you're pissed off. You just want to rage against something else and then quietly come to terms with the fact that you fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. What I really love more than anything is the fact that obviously Star Wars has taken over all of our lives.
Yep.
But more than that the days leading up to the release of Star Wars, we have made more content for this channel than we ever have in terms of shows that are coming out in the future. Mm-hmm. So for the next months, people are gonna hear
about us almost seeing Star Wars.
Happens. It's very true.
But this is your last chance to talk about it and like the feelings you're going through and your emotions right now. So what is the current plan, Nick, for you? You're coming with us to the mall?
I'm gonna go with you guys to the mall.
Yeah.
It's online. It says there's tickets available for some showings. Now the problem is this: you guys are gonna do a reacts after you see it. You're gonna come straight home tonight, and I would like to very much be a part of that. Obviously not enough to get off my ass and buy tickets anywhere from the literally weeks or months leading up to this.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling the juice. I'm feeling the energy.
But here's
and be a part of this.
The same problem is you still haven't given up the 3D hill though, right? That's your problem?
No, I will not give up the 3D hill. I will not see this.
You're vexing yourself. I will gladly give you my ticket to this showing to go watch it tonight. But you hate 3D. What?
I would give you.
No.
Yeah, like you can get a ticket for this movie.
No, won't do. I can get a ticket in 2D. I can get a ticket in 2D, but I just have to go to the theater now and figure it out. The issue is you guys don't care about cinema.
True.
You don't care
so you're gonna
about
watch
movies.
it in one of the shitty side theaters?
I would rather watch
it
it on a 5-inch screen than see it in IMAX in 3D. I'd rather watch it in the back of a fucking plane. Parts of it are shot in IMAX.
Okay.
Parts of it. That's fine. IMAX is fine, but it's not shot in 3D. It's not shot in 3D. Yeah. Now, when I saw Interstellar in IMAX, that had a point. Parts of it were shot in IMAX. It was a great experience. I have no doubt the Star Wars IMAX experience would have been great had it not been fucking forced, pigeonholed, like just shoehorned 3D into it. I used all my terms there.
I like that. No, you're doing it. You're laying it out.
I'm not.
I mean,
you act that against
the 3D is not going to be expertly done in this.
Oh, I'm sure it will be, but I don't need it.
I know you don't need it, but at this point, it's not a question of need. It's a question of, are you seeing this movie now or not?
I'm going to see it tomorrow, probably.
All right,
without us. Seeing it tomorrow.
That sounds.
But you're still coming to the mall tonight.
I'm going to try to come to the mall tonight and see it. I'm going to see if because Colin made a big kerfuffle about how he was going to get these 2D glasses.
Right.
That would then convert the 3D to the 2D. I don't think he did. So I think right now in his brain, he's probably just resolved to seeing it in 3D. So if I can get a ticket to a 2D showing, I think he'll be more than happy to go with me. Now, if he can't, I will gladly give it away to anyone in line that needs a ticket.
Anyone else in line? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call down the roster. I got a few other people that I know aren't.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not going to be hard to get people to watch Star Wars.
Like, I'm sure if I called Finnegan and I was like, hey, I'm going to the A15 show, he'd be like,
there.
All right, I'm there.
Yeah.
Even though we've seen it twice.
There's a lot of options. You know, one thing though, and this sounds like a stretch, but it's a possibility. The theater might have 3D glasses that turn them into 2D.
No way. No chance.
You sure? Because I mean, there's people that have like
It's a possibility, but
like disabilities and shit.
I've been fantasizing about how this whole thing's gonna go down for me for a while. in my fantasy, I wait in line for a while. Everyone's very nice and cordial. It's not hot. There's no smell factor that needs to be factored in.
Of course.
I send a small strike team out to get seats. I approve the seats, and then I go and get popcorn. Now, when I say popcorn, I mean the biggest. I want a tub of popcorn that can't even fit down the row.
Okay.
Where someone has to fucking forklift that thing into me, or like crane it into me. I want a giant diet soda that I can swim in, that I can bathe in, just exist in, just stay in there for a while, float.
And have to pee like 10 times during the movie.
Exactly. I want to pee about 3 to 4 times.
Because remember, there's like 12 trailers before this movie.
Oh no, I'll have to pee before the trailers are done. Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also want some sort of chocolate and or chocolate mint candy.
Are you going to mix them into the popcorn like you always talk about?
No,
not today.
that's my wife's jam, and this is my experience. This is my fantasy.
First off, fuck you, because you've said on this show before you run through your Diet Coke thing. Everybody out there, go ahead and get the link and put it in the comments below where you talk about if you're getting crazy. You put it in there. You've never mentioned your wife before.
My wife loves that.
So if
She's
you
the one that
are
introduced it to me.
misrepresenting yourself and your theater snack problems, that's you, not me.
First off,
Fuck you.
I think you're lying. I've never said that before in my life.
You've never told this story before?
Never once told it.
Bullshit.
Never once
There's
told
not
it.
a single thing said on this show
Mix him.
that has been said more times than Nick's fucking popcorn and
I'm gonna
jumbo
get a
giant.
giant Diet Coke. I'm gonna get a big popcorn. I might get a king size Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay,
I might get some Sour Patch Kids just to balance out the salty and the sweet with a little sour.
I get it.
I might also get some Junior Mints, and if I get the Junior Mints, I will conceivably mix them with the popcorn. But the problem is the popcorn that I'm going to get so big, I'd have to get 3 boxes of Junior Mints to get the ratio correct. I don't want to fuck with that. I don't
So
want to
when
fuck
in
with
this
math
fantasy
tonight.
did you buy the tickets? Because it didn't happen.
Somewhere along the lines, I don't know why. We talked about it. It came up, and we were all buying tickets together. You bought all the tickets, and I blanked. I
no,
blanked.
we weren't. That didn't happen. No, because
No, I
I'm the
remember
only
you were
fucking
like-
responsible adult when it comes to this shit. And I'm like, I need to fucking make this happen because no one else is gonna do it. I mean, I'm gonna leave this to Colin Moriarty
You
to buy
literally,
the tickets.
at no point did you say to me, Nick, what showing do you want to go to?
because that wasn't Nick. You don't understand.
Portillo's trying
I
to get
was
out,
in.
and it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It really is.
He can't.
He's going to get it.
He'll get it, but he's wedging his head in between the door and the light stand right now to try to open the door. But he doesn't have
Corey.
opposable thumbs.
There he goes. He's got it.
He got it.
He's stuck. It's done. All right, no. So it was hell on
It was
Earth
chaos.
at that
was
moment
chaos.
where Monday Night Football happens and it's like, all right, we're getting the trailer, and after the trailer releases, that means then the tickets go on sale.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's not how the internet works. Have any of us been there at PSX when the PlayStation
yeah,
thing went on sale?
the
We know it's
29ers,
fucking chaos. We know that things just happen willy nilly. So who was sitting there refreshing that Fandango? Me, Nick. I was refreshing
No,
that
look,
Fandango.
I give
Who
you-
wanted the IMAX screening more than anyone in the goddamn world? Me. Who didn't get it? Me. This isn't a hey Nick, hey, which showing's best for you? Hey, is your wife gonna come? This is a fucking make or break. I'm buying as many
Look, I'm
goddamn
not-
tickets as I can
I'm not-
for whatever fucking showing I can get as early as goddamn possible.
I'm not-
and that's what I did.
And yet, instead of
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
consulting me first as one of your best friends on the planet,
Uh-huh.
you just went ahead and bought 3D. Now you've heard me say how much I
Now
don't
here's
like
the thing
3D.
I want to
It
stop you. I
wasn't
want to
an
stop you in
option.
your tracks right now. Is I haven't enjoyed how you've been spinning this tale the entire day. That this is somehow Tim's fault. That we didn't get 2D.
It's not Tim's fault.
No.
I should have taken responsibility and taken the reins on this and gotten a 2D
But the
showing
2D
for
the
everyone.
2D 7 p.m. showing sold out.
But
before
there's a
this
2D 8 p.m. showing and an 8:15 and an 8:45.
Okay, do you not see the problem here, Nick?
No, I don't see the problem.
We're on the YouTube.
I just don't even understand
We're
this.
on the
This
internet.
is who are these people? Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you?
That's from the movie
this is
Star Wars.
also-
Really, what it
upsetting,
boils
man.
down to is you guys just need to do the reacts tomorrow night, and then I'll join you.
No one will
No.
care. then.
2
No one
o'clock
will
in the
care
morning.
then. No one will care then.
No one will care.
No.
No one will care.
I say there's at least 30 to 40,000 views on the line of doing it today versus tomorrow. Guaranteed.
He knows it's true.
I know he
You
knows.
it to
It's
be
not
true.
true.
Search
It's
your
not true.
feelings, Nick.
not true.
I just don't like how you've been throwing Tim under the bus about this.
That's not-
I think Tim did the
I'm not
best he
throwing too
could.
much, but I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies in his story. Okay.
Yeah.
He-
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
No worries.
Thank you.
No.
Because well, Nick, I want
No.
you to know if you the math doesn't add up simply because all right, I got the tickets. I got the first showing. So that much is good. Is it IMAX?
No.
So that upsets me dearly. And it's at Tanforan, the fucking anus of America.
Yeah. I'm just saying this. You could have put in a little extra effort to get 2D. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I'll say. This is.
You didn't take my feelings into consideration.
You can tell.
the person who cares about movies.
What I will say is this:
No feelings.
is you can tell that this wasn't a Tim and Greg job. You know what I mean? Because when Batman v Superman tickets are about to go on sale, every one of you is on Fandango at the kitchen table with me, and we're all hitting up different theaters and doing this. I feel bad that I got placed on Tim's shoulders alone. Because again, Colin's not going to do anything.
No one's going to help.
You're not going to do anything.
No.
Kevin would fucking talk into his watch and buy tickets to Santa Maria. And I didn't even know tickets were on sale.
Just a plane flight to Santa Maria.
I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I know you didn't. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my biggest thing about this is we didn't see this movie fucking early. What?
Well, we're not down
What
in
have
LA.
I worked my whole life?
We're not down in LA.
Maybe next year. Maybe
Garbage.
next year.
This is garbage.
No, in all seriousness, I do appreciate you getting the tickets, and I did fuck this up. I fucked this up.
Here's my problem.
I can't keep this charade up anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. I fucked up.
The biggest thing is I've been trying to help you along the way.
You did
Multiple times.
And
hey, Nick,
because
I'm going to buy you a 2D fucking screening.
because I have
And you said no.
because I have the tickets already. I was like, I'm good. I'm not gonna make this kerfuffle because I knew it was gonna be stressful, and I didn't want to stress everyone out. And in doing so, and trying to not stress everyone out, I am stressing people out way more.
Yeah.
This is my life.
Yeah.
This
You
is my
stressed me
life.
out
I
today.
hope you realize what you're doing to me with this.
I'm tearing you apart.
You're yeah.
You're breaking my
You're breaking my heart.
No, so look what my lineup now of who I'm gonna go see Star Wars Episode 7 with.
Yeah.
Okay? All right? We got Kevin, who's already fucking seen it. So I already lost my chance to spend, that 2 hours and 2.5 hours with one of my goddamn best friends.
Yeah.
Who we've dreamed of this Star Wars conversations,
Yeah.
these things happening. I'm not seeing it with him for the first time.
Yeah,
So that's
he fucked
fucking
up.
done.
He fucked up.
I'm going with my girlfriend.
I fucked up?
No, he didn't fuck up.
He fucked up.
I'm going with my girlfriend, who that's fucking awesome. Great. She just watched Star Wars for the first time a couple weeks ago. I'm really excited for her. She's going to have a great old time, but all right.
Awesome time for her though.
Oh,
As a
it's gonna
side
be
note,
good. It's gonna be good.
could you imagine if you just watched Star Wars and you're like, oh, another movie's coming out?
Yeah, I know. It's like,
it doesn't matter as much.
It's true.
then we got Greg and Steimer, who I'm going to put Steimer in the same boat as you. I'm not sure where her allegiances lie
doesn't
on
care about
this.
Star Wars.
But okay, but Greg doesn't care. Greg's
likes
in it for the
I like it.
event.
I think that's the thing. We like it. Fine.
Stop.
Greg likes Star Wars in the same way that I like X-Men movies. Like it's
Sure,
like cool.
sure.
I'm into this. I
Yeah.
like this, but I'm not like
Yeah.
right? So it's like, all right, cool. And then there's Colin, who there is a 99.9% chance Colin's going to leave that movie upset about it or thinking it's all right. No matter what the movie is. Now, I'm hoping we get new Colin seeing this movie.
Happy
tonight.
Colin.
Not yeah.
You're gonna
Happy
get
Colin.
Happy Colin.
No, I know.
We're gonna get Happy Colin.
But it's Star Wars and it's all this stuff, right? I don't care about the quality of this movie. I'm going to leave this theater fucking stoked and excited. And I want people around me to be stoked and fucking excited. And you're fucking leaving me. That could be you, Nick.
This
fucked
is
up.
the real problem you're having with the situation is you don't even understand because I'm stressed out and upset because if he takes Colin, then yes, you've lost your only super fan to watch this with to react with
I'll take
afterwards.
you.
And if he takes Colin, I'm gonna try to go to that AMC IMAX showing and have the reserved seat and everything else because I was all part of it to be part of the group. But if the group's fucked,
That scene's gone. That
still there?
thing is
The
gone.
bitter here's the
Why don't I
oh
do
my
this?
god.
Here's
If this ends
no,
up
see, goddamn, I
that
can't do it.
someone else in my group is seeing the fucking IMAX show and it's not me. I'll be fucking so upset.
think
I
we
gotta
need to make
imagine the
this
tickets
happen,
are gone.
and
Don't
I-
worry about it.
Yeah.
What's up, Kevin? You're raising your hand.
What was the topic?
We're not there. We're not at the topic yet. We haven't even started the show. It's just our normal thing. This is just how we start the show. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks and get every episode early, along with a whole bunch of exclusives and cool perks. If you have no bucks to toss, no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we post the Game Over Greggy Show topic by topic, day by day, until the entire thing goes up on Friday as one big MP3 and video.
We can make this the topic. This could be one of the topics.
You got more to say about it?
I mean, I feel like we do. I feel like we talked about
I mean,
it
I
a
feel
while.
like Star Wars Regrets is a pretty
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
I also have the internet right now scouring to find the clip of you saying fucking putting your candy into your fucking popcorn, you
Good.
lying sack of shit.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say I didn't say it like that. What I said was my wife likes
Tim,
to do
am I
it.
crazy?
My
Am
wife
I-
likes to put the junior mints in there, and I go along with it.
have I been taking crazy pills? For
think you
what
just have-
episode is this, Kevin?
I think you just get.
108 weeks.
I think you just get really creative with your memory, and it's not. It's fun.
We're gonna nail you to
It's
the-
because you're getting old, and you're getting dementia.
Damn,
He's the one getting.
early onset Alzheimer's hit me
Welcome
hard.
to your 30s.
Oh my God.
my friends.
Look at that rock. Don't move for nobody. Don't do anything
It's
for
like
it.
hitting a boulder.
Don't move for nobody. I shouldn't be as upset and stressed and frazzled.
If
to
you
be
got,
quite frank,
if
as
you
I
get
am
back
right
on
now.
board
avoid.
and you have fun and you talk to me, because that's the other thing. You and Kevin, when you're together, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Gia doesn't talk to me.
Yes, she does.
If no one talks to me while I'm sitting in line playing my fucking games, it's gonna be trouble.
We're gonna be playing the same game together.
I didn't even bring games. I'm in it
That was
just to
dumb.
talk to
That was
people.
dumb.
Let me
That
ask you
was a
this
dumb
question:
move.
if I can somehow get 7 tickets
No.
to the 2D showing at 8:15,
No.
will you take yours back and go with me at 8:15?
Absolutely not. Like
He
that's,
doesn't want to wait that
here's the
hour.
thing. I'm not
People
waiting an
should
hour and 15 minutes more than I need to. And on top of that, I'm not watching this movie in
But
some
you see-
shitty fucking theater
You
with
understand?
shitty sound.
First of all, it's ETX. Second of all,
It's
you
what?
understand it's ETX. It's the Extreme Theater.
Extreme.
Second of
In
all,
the Tan Fran?
I think it was.
No.
I might be wrong.
No, it's not.
It could be.
Tanfran
No,
is
Tan Fran's 2D things are not
Cinemark, right?
the
Cinemark
Century.
theater?
It's Century.
Oh, it's Century?
Yeah.
That's Cinemark.
Oh, yeah.
So they have the...
Either way, the 3D theaters are with the nice fucking sound and all that shit. We're getting some jank ass, little tiny ass thing. I am not down with that.
No.
Not down
All right,
with
so
that.
I'll get it. I'll get 7
Thanks.
tickets.
Yeah, do it.
Cool. I'll come with
Here's
you.
my thing: is I would have been with you to say fuck them, but if we have to wait the extra hour to do the reacts anyway,
Mhm.
what's the point?
I'm gonna go to the mall with you guys,
in the
and we'll sort it out from there. If I can get tickets, we'll figure it out. Okay.
Mhm.
But I will say this: I will treat all of you with the same courtesy you have shown me during this process, which is to say, none.
What
None.
does that even mean?
You have treated me like a second-class
They
citizen.
both spent 30 minutes waiting for you to, like...
You have
lose
not
your shit.
taken my feelings
You
into
were cursing the
consideration.
computer out there. Tim gave you his computer. That didn't work. You went back to your computer. Tim got on his phone and said, "I'll buy them for you." Tim also has been bending over backwards for since Monday Night Football, trying to get you tickets.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm
You're just non-committal. That's all you are. That's it. There's so many problems. There was a conversation I had with you
I fucked up
where I'm like, if I get you tickets, like, I'm seeing it the night after. I'm like, Nick,
because I knew I didn't
and you're
want to
like,
get down this.
I don't want to
didn't wanna-
commit to seeing it more than once. I'm like, are you fucking stupid, Nick?
No, I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole of emotions right now. So now I'm stressed out. I'm gonna be stressed all fucking day until we get to this goddamn mall. I wanted to let Sleeping Dogs lie.
Lessons for episode 8.
No,
Exactly.
Batman v Superman.
So that's not even going to be an issue.
I don't even
Are
care
you
about
fucking
Batman.
kidding me?
That's not going to be an issue.
We're going to see it way before it comes out.
That's also true.
First off,
what's up, Jeff
that's
Johns, Jim
true.
Lee?
Second off, it's like, this is different. Like, this is like the mainstream is like, oh my God, the first showing. I haven't had an issue getting first showings for any movie since.
But I want Draft House or Kabuki.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
It better not be for
don't
your
think that's
sake.
going to be an issue.
But
It won't
again,
be.
we've learned
It won't
we'll
be.
all be there
Also
ready to fire.
sneak in alcohol for you. That's what you...
It's not the booze so much. I like the reserved seat. I hate waiting in this line bullshit. But I'll do it once for the experience with you guys.
I
Not
get,
once, but
I
again.
mean, I don't want. I prefer that too. This is stupid, but it's what we're stuck with. Honestly, okay, let's go back to this mall talk, right?
Yeah.
We had the Patreon exclusive episode where we talk about how Tan Fran is the worst mall in the entire goddamn
Yeah,
world.
yes.
guys
You sent
didn't
some
agree.
photos.
Last night, I went there to kind of scope out the scene for today.
Which is weird. And you ate at BJ's, which
I
we're eating
did.
at today.
Now, it was all a coincidence, but it all happened, right? So, I mean,
We talked about it.
no, we talked about it, but yeah, I didn't go there to scope it out. We
Oh,
ended up
okay,
just,
okay.
we were
You
near
just
there.
ended up there.
And we ended
You
up
happened
there.
by there.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I had the BJ's, had the whole,
had
things
the
are
BJ's.
cool. But then we start walking through and I was like, am I wrong about this? I'm like, immediately I'm like looking at this place and it's just called like just clothing. Just like I said, I sent you guys the pictures and it just kept getting worse as you get deeper into that
Yeah,
mall.
yeah.
And I'm like, you guys, this mall looks like the
Fake
mall
mall.
in Grand Theft Auto 3.
It looks
It's
like
just-
the mall in Mallrats.
Yeah, it's some garbage. It's the
Yeah.
garbage mall.
Garbage mall.
That's where we are seeing this damn movie.
Yeah.
And do you think I'm happy about that,
The,
Nick?
the theater's not that bad though. I think I've seen movies there before.
The theater. Oh, it's
You get
that
to walk
bad.
up the stairs. I remember it.
That's
You're
great.
elevated.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Look, let's
Where do you think we're gonna be
let's call it this way though.
Stairs.
The Metreon's not that great either.
The Metreon is awesome.
Dude, every time, 1 out of every 3 showings, I get the fucking screen that's got the soda print on it. and
I'm talking about
it
the
pisses me
IMAX.
off.
I'm talking about the IMAX.
Well, the IMAX is amazing, but yeah,
yes, but only the Metreon IMAX is amazing. The other IMAXs here suck ass.
I mean, I've never seen them.
For the people, the poor saps seeing it, the AMC 1000 on Van Ness. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not real IMAX.
but I feel like you get better sound when you're not in the IMAX.
What's the AMC? What's wrong with the
No.
AMC Van Ness?
I feel like you do.
IMAX.
It's not a real IMAX. The thing is, it's the what do they call it? Limax. That's what they call it.
Who does?
Where,
Who's
like
they?
the internet?
Okay.
Like there's a thing where it's like there's very few actual IMAX screens that are the actual with
Sure,
the right
yeah.
speakers set up. And
Goes
the right,
through the whole thing in the
all-
beginning of like, look at all our fucking subwoofers.
Well, no, they still do that shit, and it's just
Oh,
lying.
they
They're
lie to
lying to
you.
you. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So there's all this thing. Now, Nick, I want to let you know this
Mhm.
that next week
Mhm.
we're gonna see this movie again. All right,
Mhm.
in San Jose at the Theater Museum of Tech. I think that's what it's called.
What is
Tech
that?
Museum or whatever. It's the San Jose planetarium thing
Okay.
that has a real IMAX screen,
Okay.
and they're showing it in 2D IMAX.
I'll go.
One of the only places
I
in
will
America that are
absolutely go
doing
to
this,
that.
and it is
Get me a ticket. Sign me
it's
up.
the only place in California showing Star Wars the exact way it was shot and supposed to be shown.
Give me a ticket. Sign me up.
I will,
I'm in.
but
I'm
How have
telling
you
you, I'm
not bought
committing to
tickets already?
that.
because they're sold out until like next Monday, and I'm like,
That's fine. Look, again, it's just the 3D factor. That's the only thing I just can't abide. When you came at me with these tickets the first time, I was like, can I sacrifice this one? Can I give this one? But no, because if I give this inch,
Mhm.
what's next?
Exactly.
40? You want to move around? That'd actually be cool. But no, not
pod
3D.
race? Now this is pod.
Now this is pod racing. No, I don't know. No, I do appreciate you taking it. You were the only person that was actually excited, not excited, but took the initiative, and I do appreciate that. I'm just giving you shit because I'm pissed at myself.
Well, I'm just
very
like,
pissed
I
at
just
myself.
can't believe that you actually are not willing to see this in 3D. Like that's,
It's an interesting hill to die on.
I understand preferring the 2D. I just don't understand this. Like, I will not see Star Wars Episode 7 with my friends the moment it comes out because it's in 3D.
Here's my question. If you got invited to an early screening and it was 3D, would you have gone? Wow.
No,
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No way.
I don't think I would have.
Because that's my thing.
I
Is like,
don't like 3D. I mean,
I
it's
don't
not
like
that I
3D
don't-
either.
It's not like I just dislike it. It's that I fucking abhor it. I hate the idea of having to put glasses on. I don't like the fact that shit looks a little blurry here and there. I don't like it. I don't like that it's less of a passive experience, more of an immersive experience. I don't like that. The film should stand on its own 2 feet, 2D. The sound design, the cinematography, the acting, the storytelling. That's all you need. That other little bit, I don't need it. It's annoying to me. I also don't wear glasses, so they annoy the shit out of me about halfway through. I'm always fixing them. You know, you can see. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me.
All right.
Doesn't work for me.
sorry.
Kevin, was
How's
last
the
night
face
I was
was
trying
it
to
showing
work
that
some
you
stuff
saw
in.
in 3D?
No, it's not.
You know why?
But wait.
Because no one
No,
at
no,
fucking
stop.
Lucas,
You don't know what you're talking
no
about.
self-respecting
See, now
person
you're-
at Lucas would go see a 3D showing
You
of
don't
that
know what
movie.
you're talking about. Why? Because my girlfriend was told, "Oh, I picked 13 because they had IMAX and they had 3D." It was just it was a website they had to go to. They were just told
So Paula
Yeah,
could have
they're
gotten
like-
IMAX.
could have gotten IMAX 3D. Had the nice sound. The sound sucked.
See? This is what I'm talking about.
And it was one of those things that I was like, I know that it's supposed to sound better.
Yeah. Every theater only has one nice theater. And guess what? We're seeing it tonight at Tanfran.
All right.
We either go to the.
Damn.
Well, I guess it's the same showing. The kid.
Oh no, they
By the
keep
way-
bringing in the fucking.
It's like share.
No, this is wrong. This is the unanimated version. The animated version I know doesn't have it, and this is just the dialogue off that. Thank you for trying, Mythstorm 24, but you fucked me over. Let's do this one here. This is how much you talk about the movies. Now this one says this is a different one. Go to 128. We'll go to 128. We'll see what we got here. We'll probably have to sit through an ad or whatever though. Nope.
Shit in that episode.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ, when was this?
We'll have to talk about this tonight because I'll bring up the.
That was the old mics.
I do what you're saying. Super curious. You have to go back and watch the other one. Super curious.
The
We're
fuck
such
were we
idiots.
talking about? Why are we stupid?
Thoughts are on candy, what your
On
favorite
candy.
is, and just if you have any stories about candy. The reason I bring this up is
It's like in
Your topics
Spaceballs
are
when
the
they watch
best.
Spaceballs.
about candy.
no, but I'm sure you have some.
All right. Thanks for the very accurate time code, guys. It's not good enough. Not good enough. Sorry. Sorry,
You know-
Eric Krause.
you know
Thank you for
why?
trying.
Because it doesn't exist, Greg.
It's gonna.
You're gonna keep trying to find something that doesn't exist.
I'm gonna nail you on
And
this
then
one,
you're
you
gonna
son of
go
a bitch.
crazy.
Everybody, if you're just watching this in segments, by the fourth segment, we'll have them nailed. But it's time to move on. See what else has happened on this
I'm
episode
gonna choose some of this
of the Game Over Greggy
Optimix
show.
gum.
Those are not
These are contacts.
contacts.
Yeah.
This is an odd gum.
Before we wanted to go over Star Wars, The Force Awakens regrets. We were going to do a Patreon only episode, so these are all topics pulled from. The next 3 topics are pulled from patreon.com/kindafunny. Of course, you can go there, support us, and get your topic read on the air, just like Kenny Char did.
Kenny Char.
Kenny Char says, a heated topic among my friends. What is NSFW? What is not safe for work? When do we cross the line, ladies and
shit,
gentlemen,
this is a
of
great
not
topic.
safe for work? And obviously, I read it, and it's porn, nipples. You know what I mean? That jumps to it. But then I thought back to an experience I had with one Jessica Negri when I was still at IGN, and I had that giant monitor, right? Follow her on Twitter. We're friends. We know each other in real life. I've known her since Lollipop Chainsaw when I helped pick her with James Gunn. And I'm scrolling through the Twitter feed, and sure enough, this giant Jessica photo pops up, and she's all looking like Jessica looks. Amazing, of course, but she doesn't wear many clothes in these things. And I tweeted back, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Negri, I'm at work. She's like, sorry. That's a great question. Now, granted, IGN wasn't your normal workplace. Based on the websites you people go to when we're at the kitchen table, this isn't a normal workspace. But feel free to toss out some of your links if you want. No?
thanks.
Okay. What's interesting about it is, does that fall into not safe for work? Is not safe for work only when you're talking about where you work? Is it so temperamental that what's not safe for work at a bank is totally safe for work at IGN or here? You know what I mean?
Well, it depends, because IGN, you need to be in the know with that kind of thing, right?
Sure.
There's a line I'd say the line is really blurry at a place like IGN or a place like Kind of Funny versus if you're working at the Citibank.
Sure.
You know, if you're a teller at a bank, you probably should just stay away from Instagram, stay away from Twitter, stay away from the internet in general.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't even go on. But at IGN, what you're talking about is, you're talking about a site that used to have, remember IGN Babes?
That moved to Stars, but it was still Babes. Yeah.
But it was Babes.
Yeah.
And it was basically like softcore porn.
Yeah.
Great. I loved it. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
But eventually IGN moved away from because they're like, that's not what we
this
are.
is porn. And it drove clicks, but it's not really substantive programming for your audience. It's hard because I've personally produced like Comic-Con wrap-ups for cosplay where you're like,
Sure.
These are borderline
Cosplay, I
questionable.
feel like you can get away with, though. I think cosplay images, if you have some sexy man or female up, like He-Man or She-Ra or whatever, you insert whatever scantily clad hero, male or female up there, that's when you can start getting away with it, where clearly that's an interpretation of a character. And not that you're on DeviantArt going through all this stuff, you know what I mean, looking at this, but I mean like on your Twitter feed if that pops up.
I mean, that's Jessica Negri, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, that.
But
like,
I
that-
mean,
Well, that's
today
any
I'll
model.
just show.
That's any model that you follow, right? Any model I follow. I mean, I follow a wide variety of people on Twitter and Instagram. And a lot of them are hot girls, and a lot of them are either fitness models or yoga models, or they're just really pretty girls that take awesome pictures. But at the same time, if I were scrolling through some of them, you'd be like, Nick, what the fuck are you looking at? I'm
Right.
like, this is just yoga girl.
Yeah.
She's doing an awesome
Yoga
handstand.
girl.
See, it's
on a
you. Yeah, I'm with
surfboard.
you. Usually, Jess is doing like cosplay, but this is just Victoria's Secret stuff she bought and they wanted
Okay,
to model.
I
So you see, like
gotcha.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. If Jess rolled by and it was,
But I mean, what's the
Pikachu.
difference to someone that doesn't know?
Good point.
is the
Great
thing.
point.
It's
Great
just
point.
like that
Yeah.
looks like cosplay to me.
Yeah.
Not
This-
like, oh, that's some anime character I don't know.
Sure.
You know.
But this is the slippery slope, right? Because what the hard answer is, it's whatever your coworkers are going to get offended at. And that is a relative thing, and it's a very slippery thing. And it's unfortunate. I wish Colin were here for this topic, because he would talk about, we had a topic about this, of like what's too PC
Sure.
a while back. And I think that's where this starts to go, is looking at Sports Illustrated. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, looking at a Sports Illustrated calendar, a bunch of dudes, fine, right?
yeah, at the garage.
Is that
They're
fine
all
anymore?
covered in grease, rubbing each other.
Just
Shirts
slowly
got to get off. Gonna go back
giving
out
into
there.
their homoerotic tendencies.
It happens.
Just realizing that no one's around.
Yeah.
Kevin, take your shirt off and show us your belly button. Kevin, let me see your
No,
belly
that's the
button.
whole thing.
Moments I can feel it.
I think it, I don't. The not safe for work tag
Mhm.
is put on anything that I think you would get to, like you get used to it, right, when you're talking about Reddit, when you're looking at a video on Reddit or an image on Reddit or whatever, that then don't pull this up at work. But Twitter is this, like, I'm not asking for any of this to be pulled up, right? Even if I just scroll, I get that stuff
Yeah.
there.
I mean, and so I've been a little silent on this because I've been thinking about it. It's hard for me because I like to strategize. I have a lot of theories in my head about social video and all this stuff and like social media and how it all works and like how you get people to click on things and this and that. And like, where is the line? Because it's like, I don't ever want to cross that line of clickbait and like, I'm getting people to click on sex, you know? But so then like Love and Sex Stuff is a perfect example, right? I make the thumbnails for that. And I have rules of what I will put in the thumbnails and what I won't put in the thumbnails.
Sure.
And I don't know where they exactly come from. And I think my like kind of internal struggle is the answer to this question, where it's like, you know, obviously no nipples and no whatever, but
No
it's
choochie.
even more than that. It's like I try to aim more towards showing things as like this is sex, this is two people together, and stuff like that. And even when it comes to headlines and stuff, not just imagery, because I think that even a headline can be not safe for work.
Sure.
You know, and I'll try to like. Even if we're talking about stuff and in the content, like we can talk about blowjobs and it's not bad, but how to give a blowjob, for some reason I question, should I do that? Whereas how to get better at sex, I'm totally okay with saying. But what's the difference between that? How to give a blowjob and how to get better at sex? Like, why is one more graphic than the other? And that's where I kind of fall into it. It's like, what are my rules? Like, why do I feel like the blowjob's going too far, but the sex
because
isn't?
blowjob is a term that's more of a slang term too, where you would use that primarily. It's looked upon as more of a crass term. Or if you wanted to be scientific about it, I would say there's nothing wrong with putting a headline that says how to give better oral sex. But whenever you sterilize something with scientific terminology, you're going out of your way to say this is, you know, this is in the realm of science and scientific discovery or scientific conversation. So we can talk about that, and people can't really come after that. But if I said best way to suck dick, like
I'd click on it.
Put that out. You can't put that out because I'm also objectifying whatever that thing is. I'm not having an intelligent discussion about it. I'm talking about sucking dick. Sucking that D.
Yeah.
Kicking that P.
Yeah,
Suck
exactly.
the D, kick the P, as I always say.
It's great.
So I think it's somewhere in there, and everyone has different lines and the problem with this is like what's not safe for work for one person, for me, is very different than from Nick, is very different than from a lot of other people.
Well,
and
it's really different from me.
Exactly. But it's
I
like
think everything's safe.
But there's some things that are just like words are not safe for work, or just images of, like, even if it is just an anime picture of the people that not even cosplay, but just like these scantily clad just heroes, like that is not safe for work, you know. And then there's the violent stuff, and like that's different too. And it's like I don't know, it's a very interesting question that I struggle with.
It's dangerous because I think that things that are safe are lessening, right? As people get, you know, as Joe Rogan puts it, the green light to be offended on things, right? And I love that term, and I love that he kind of coined that and perfectly encapsulate what it is that it's anything that people can be offended at is not safe for work. Not get offended at, but can be offended at. So if I'm looking at a picture of even myself shirtless, which to be fair is pretty offensive to the eyes in general, but that possibly could offend you.
Yeah.
Right. And so I can't look at that, even though it's me. It's me shirtless. So it's very dangerous. I'd say err on the side of caution.
Here's what I did. I went to Reddit.
Yeah.
And I did the search for not safe for work, so we can look at them and decide if that is this pushing the line too far or not. The first one here is, you know who, just younger, NSFW.
Okay. Ugh.
Who is this woman?
That's Kate Upton, I think.
Okay, it's Kate Upton, but younger. Her shirt is see-through, so you can see her nip.
That is definitely not safe for work.
Not porn.
It's porn. You can see her entire breast. Now, again, I'm not saying she shouldn't be able to do it. I love it. I think it's a beautiful image, but I don't think that any of my female bosses at IGN or any of my female coworkers would appreciate me looking at that.
See, here's my thing. I'm not,
because there is an objectification. Part of that, right? That is not an image that she took. Someone took that up.
I wouldn't use
but
this.
She's posing for it.
I wouldn't use this as a thumbnail.
Sure. But
don't make it sound like it's like a candid or something.
I'm not, and again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't see this. I wouldn't classify this as pornographic necessarily, but I would classify it as not safe for work.
Yeah, then that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't use this as a thumbnail, but I would think about it.
Unless there was more to that picture.
With the nipple included? Or cropping around the nipple?
Here.
I mean, well, that's the problem is you can't crop around the nipple or else it like looks even worse, I think.
Okay.
Like if you block that nipple out, then it's like it's obvious the nipple was there.
Okay.
Which I think causes an even bigger problem than the nipple in
the
first place.
This one's interesting. Reddit, what are you taking? Do you guys use Reddit a lot? I forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so Reddit, what secret are you quote unquote taking to the grave? NSFW. And this is going to be one of the text ones.
Yeah.
I always find these really interesting.
Yeah.
That these are marked not safe for work because it's just stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of the stories can be graphic in nature and pornographic, right? If people are like, "Oh, I secretly love
Sure, but
hookers,"
I
right?
don't
And
know.
it's
I
like,
guess for
yeah,
me, like
right,
when I see a not safe for work tag, I immediately think sex or porn or something like that, nudity.
Usually
I don't think a story in here is going to be not safe for work. Not safe for work for me to like narrate it, you know what I mean, or to read it aloud to my coworkers.
Yeah, but
Sure,
I think
but
too,
you're-
in like in the sense of like, what if someone was looking through your search
Right,
history and
exactly.
came across this?
And so that's the dangerous part is like, remember that at most corporate offices, your right to privacy ends when you walk through the door.
Sure,
So anything you're doing on their servers, legally speaking, I don't know how it is in your state, but in California, I'm pretty sure if you start looking up porn stories, they can actually track that. Kevin, you're fucked. You're so fucked. Sorry, buddy.
This is our
Let me
escape
see your
clause to get
belly
rid of you.
button.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting how you said it.
This is a fun
histories.
game, though. We should keep clicking on these.
Well, I mean, some of them are super obvious. Madeline Zima in Californication. Well, I don't know who that is, but I know what Californication is in there. Yeah,
that's the girl that punches him in
yeah,
the face.
that's like the
Great,
first episode.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been an ongoing thing, man. Like there's a lot of questions I have, and I think a lot of them come down to the moral, like, justifications of where we're at and how things are changing. When you're talking about this like green light,
Yeah.
for all this stuff. I mean, to take this in a slightly different conversation and more making about the politically correct stuff.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this recently of like how has my language changed over time. And what am I not okay with saying now that I used to be okay saying? And, you know, like gay will come up, right?
Sure.
And I never really, like, being born and raised here, my uncle's gay. Like, I grew up thinking gay was normal. So that's gay as an insult was never something in my vocabulary at all. But
Was
I know
for
that
me,
it
'cause
was
growing
for-
up
I
in
know
the
that it was
mid-
for
middle
other
of the
people.
country, yeah.
So the idea of using gay as an insult now, it's like, you can't do that. Like, you hear that and you're like, whoa, what are you doing? But saying like retard, that was something in my vocabulary.
Sure.
But then somewhere around high school, I think when Black Eyed Peas put out the song "Let's Get Retarded,"
Yeah.
that I remember started this huge like controversy of like, you can't do that, you can't say that. And I remember thinking like, what? Like,
Yeah.
why? And now I think about it, and I'm like, I can't believe I thought that way.
Yep.
Like, I can't believe that I was so blown away that people were upset about them having that as the song. And it's like, things kind of change. So that makes me think of like, what am I saying now that I'm going to look back later? And like, the answer is it's swearing.
Oh, okay.
Like when you just like swearing at all, and specifically saying like, God damn, or like saying,
You think
oh
you're
my
gonna look
God.
back and regret that?
Well, what I'm saying is it's just like that. These are the things that like do offend people, but I don't care.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
And so it's like, back then I didn't care
Sure.
that retard offended people.
Well, no, you just didn't. Yeah, you didn't. It's true you didn't care, but it's also because you weren't aware of how your words were affecting other people, right? Like, for instance, I'll still say "goddamn," and I know that it offends people, but I don't care. I don't care about that because that's one that I will not budge on. I'm sorry. Like, I don't believe in any sort of organized religion or God at all. So that word to me just means nothing. It is just an exclamation. It is just a way to proclaim something that I'm doing the Colin right now. You notice that when I'm sitting in this chair, I channel Colin for some reason. I don't know why.
You're not doing enough of this.
Also, I'll say the same thing with retarded, right? Like, when you're talking about someone who is mentally handicapped or physically handicapped, I appreciate that. But you just using the word retarded or saying something's retarded, I don't see as being that big of a deal. But people, I think it gives people the green light to say, well, you're making fun of
But you don't use
handicapped
the
people.
word
And I'm
anymore,
like,
right?
Well, I'll say something is retarded occasionally. I don't say it on camera because I don't want to offend people. I don't want the shitstorm that comes with that.
Right.
But if I'm like, oh my God, this movie ticket machine is retarded, and I'm using it to say that it is malfunctioning in a way that's pissing me off, then I don't see that. I don't think people should get offended.
But I think more and more it gets to the point that when you do that, everyone in the room goes,
Yeah. Oh,
right.
yeah.
And I
But
think
that's
that's
dangerous.
the change though. But that's gay though. Like that's what gay was
Exactly.
too.
Right, but gay, that's different though, because gay was used to describe something that was, you were saying is not normal, not right? And so,
No.
and in
No.
doing so,
It's
in
the
a-
same as retarded.
yeah,
I
but when you
use
say
it-
something like, oh, that's when you say that's totally gay. Oh, that's gay. That what you're saying to people is you're likening that to a homosexual person in a secondary way, right? Whereas if I say something retarded is an actual word that means something is not functioning correctly or it's working slower than it should. Like that is not a word. That is a word that people started calling people who are handicapped. Gay is a word that defines someone who likes a person of the same sex. It also means happy, but we don't use that in the common vernacular in the United States, right? If you're in the UK, you can say something's gay and it's totally fine because you're just saying we're happy about it. So what I'm saying is I'm saying, yeah, don't say either words. Just be careful and don't say either words. But to me, they're not the same. To me, when you were saying something was gay, that was literally representing that you were being really, really insensitive to homosexual people. And if I say something's retarded, that's just it's just a poor use of a word for something that's like just not working right in my brain. I don't equate that to a handicapped person.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people do.
They do, and that's
the
and it's
thing, though. I mean,
dangerous, sure.
but I don't see the difference between them.
The difference is in how Nick uses both words and how his mind wraps around. I'm right there with you. If something was dumb and I was growing up, that was gay. If I did something dumb, that was retarded. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't because the machine was working slower or that I was making any reference to homosexuality. It was just the way you use those words. And then, yeah, I've told a story a million times. I went to college, finally met gay people, and they're like, that's not cool. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it's a similar thing with retarded, right? Where I slipped up recently and said it on camera in some end of some stream or whatever. And I didn't make a big deal about it, and nobody in the chat said anything about it or anything, but because it's like still that thing. But I don't
But it
mean
hits
it.
you, and you're like,
Exactly, because I don't want people watching our content, and like you're saying with goddamn, right?
But I
say goddamn and I tweet goddamn, and kids will write in and be like, "Hey man, that offends me." And I'm like, "Hey, I get it, but I like it." And
I
it's
like
like
it.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna
agree
budge
with
on
you
that.
on this one. Whereas with retarded, if that is putting you off and you know someone and you had a bad experience where I went to school with kids whose brothers and sisters were handicapped, right, and like had Down syndrome, and they got it screamed at them on the street, and that was when it was like, oh right, I shouldn't use it. Like I don't mean it that way, but that doesn't matter what I mean. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I mean, it is all in the intent. It is all in the
Exactly.
intent, right? Because you are allowed to use the word gay.
You're allowed to use any words you want.
Well,
mittens.
you're allowed to describe someone who is homosexual as gay. That is a preferred terminology for someone, right? So if I'm using it in that context, fantastic.
Of course.
You are not allowed to call someone in any way, shape, or form a retard if they are mentally handicapped, right? But that word does have a definition that is removed from someone who is handicapped or mentally
Yes,
deficient,
I
right?
understand.
Gay does not. In the United States,
but
in the vernacular. That is the difference.
They
to me.
did refer to themselves as that.
As retarded?
Yeah.
That was a scientific term, yes. But I'm saying you can also describe other things as retarded. I can't call that camera gay. It doesn't make sense, right? Like I can't. It's not a term that you use other than to describe a homosexual person. So therefore, it is a slang term. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I mean,
what else would you call gay?
No, but what else would you call retarded? Like, is that used?
Yes.
Really?
That bike is retarded. That guy, that car is retarded.
I don't think that's a use of it.
It is a musical term for one.
No, that's
it means
retard.
to be slow. Yeah,
Retard,
it's
not
based on
retarded.
that. Retard is based on a Latin word. Retard. Retarded. Something is retarded. It means it is not working correctly. It is slow. It is not functioning properly. It is not specifically designed. I mean, I could be wrong.
We're Googling.
I think that it is. I could
but
be wrong too.
No,
but
that word did not just come about when people figured out mental handicap. They were called slow. They were called special. They were called handicapped people. But retarded is a word. It is not synonymous with people with a malfunction of the brain at all. A malformity of the brain.
I could be wrong.
I could be wrong. If I am, I will gladly
case.
stop using the term in that way.
So according here to Google, retarded, adjective, dated offensive, less advanced in mental, physical, or social development than is usual for one's age. Informal offensive, very foolish or stupid. Retard as a verb is delay or hold back in terms of progress, development, or accomplishment. His progress was retarded by his limp. Past tense retarded. Past participle retarded.
So you could theoretically, not granted, most people wouldn't, but you could use that as a verb to describe pretty much anything that was not working correctly.
But that's like saying you could use gay as happy, but people don't.
Well, people do, but they don't do anymore because now the word's synonymous with something that's bad.
Yeah.
So they don't use
same
it.
thing there.
Like we're having a gay old time. That was in a cartoon, for Christ's sake. They'll have a gay old time.
Flintstones, everybody got it, nailed it.
Yeah, so we can't use it anymore. But I hear what you're saying, right? Now, having said all of this, I would rather, and I would always rather, people err on the side of caution, especially with not safe for work, than on the side of trying to push the limits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know what's offensive. And to your point earlier, we are learning that, right? And we are becoming more aware because we have people that are on like the far left, crazy social justice warrior side lashing out at people. It is making us more aware of other people's feelings. And I think that's always a good thing.
It is a good thing
right?
overall.
And if
for
people
sure.
tweet at me about this or leave comments saying Nick is wrong, I will take that into consideration because I'm not purporting to this is not a hill I'm going to die on as far as the word retarded is concerned.
Sure.
But
Again, I think the important thing to point out here is that when you're talking about that you use the word retard or retarded, you're saying it in a way that is pertaining to that.
Right.
Whereas if I'm when I slip up and say, oh man, that's retarded, I'm saying it's stupid. You're not saying the machine's stupid, you're saying the machine's working slow.
I'm saying this machine is stupid, but I'm not necessarily equating that to this machine has Down syndrome. You know, like I'm not using it in my brain. It doesn't go through let's be really mean to people who are less fortunate or have mental disabilities, and then let's use that terminology to say this, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when I think the word gay, or my use of the word gay when I was younger, it was to make fun of homosexual people, right? It was saying, I'm equating you to someone who is in my brain and in the world a lesser person because of this thing that you have that all of us feel is weird and stupid and different. So you are that person, right? You are weird, stupid, and different. You're a minority. You are gay. You are, all the things that you will never be me, this macho heterosexual guy. Therefore, you are inferior.
Like when you kiss your dad goodbye or something, and your friend go gay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that because I'm fucking macho and alpha, right? But so that's why I don't use that term, because I feel like that has a lot more of a destructive in my brain. Is a lot more destructive when you just throw that out there. Same with the word fag. That you just should never use that word
unless you're British.
I mean, I guess
they get away with
unless
everything.
you want a cigarette.
God damn.
The people that I know that use those words, like they didn't use them that way. It was all synonyms, like retarded, gay, stupid. Might as well have all been the same thing.
I'm with you that's how we looped them together, and that's why I backed away from all of them. And like I'll slip up every so often and say something stupid. But
where does it end, right? Because the word dumb can also be used to describe
and
someone who doesn't
that's kind of what I'm saying. Like that's my point with this whole thing.
That's my point. Is like that word does not mean that in my vocabulary. But what happens if all of a sudden everyone's like, you can't use dumb anymore because that's what they used to call people who had Down syndromes back in the 40s? I'm like, fuck you. I'm using dumb because it's just a word that describes something that I think is not working properly.
Sure.
That fucking thing is dumb. Can't say that. You have to say that thing. You have to be exact about the terminology of why this car is not working properly. The starter is not working.
These spark plugs are broken.
The spark plugs need to be adjusted.
I'm just saying, like, I know how vehemently I was against stopping using the word retarded when I heard about the Black Eyed Peas song.
Sure.
And now I'm just shocked that I have changed so much.
Oh, no.
In my thoughts.
I'm the same way. I remember going to college and someone telling me you shouldn't say gay. I was like, fuck that. I don't mean it like that. And I was standing on that hill. I'm like, no, I'm going to say this because it's totally fine. And we're all being, I didn't say PC at the time, but we're all being too sensitive about it. And the story always goes that I made a bet with the guy across the hall, not even a bet, but like a thing of like, he was like, this Jason X movie or whatever the hell it was that was opening in 2001 was going to be the #1 movie in America. I was like, no fucking way. And the next day he came over and threw the newspaper at me. He's like, it's #1 in America. And I opened it. I'm like, and he left the room. So I screamed across. I'm like, that is so gay. And our friend Graham, who is gay, walked by and he's like, hey, Greg, what'd you say? And I'm like, this fucking Jason X movie. He's like, no, but why did you use gay? And I'm like, you know what I mean. He's like, I know what you mean. And you know what you mean. So, and it was like this like, come to Jesus moment of don't do that. Similar to how it was for retarded for me growing up. You know what I mean? Knowing people who had it used in a negative way thrown at them. So I was like, I got to back off and not call my friends retarded if they do something dumb.
Don't get me wrong. Again, I would rather we live in a society where people question these things, right? Like just talking about this now, I'm like, I see your perspectives on this. This is changing my perspective a little bit on using that word. Now, granted, I don't use the word anyway.
That's the thing.
Not because I have any sort of aversion to it. Just because it is one of those hot words where you're like, you use that, you might be incurring a wrath that you just don't want to necessarily.
I mean, the big thing for us always is like we want to be examples, right? Like this is the whole no homo hill I always do. When somebody says no homo to me, I'm like, don't fucking say that. There's no reason. You telling me you love me or you like my content, I'm not jump to. This gay guy wants to have sex with me. That's not the logical leap. We don't need to say that. We can all say we love each other and not make it weird. You know what I mean? Like we want to be examples. Like when I slip up and say something that I don't mean to say, like I feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like whenever I compliment Colin. Damn, I want to do that.
Yeah, you can't do that because then it just
creates a monster. Does this thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like to be clear, and going back to not safe for work, there's
this episode not safe for work.
Well, our episodes are never safe for work. Truth be told. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It does suck because at a certain point when you're on the other side of that, especially if you're a white straight male and you want to look at a picture of a girl at work, you might feel like you're not allowed to do that, and that might be unjust. But just know this: you can't do it. It sucks. But you know what sucks even more? Making someone else out there uncomfortable because you're doing something that they can't tell you to stop. You know what I mean? And so, I always say with everything that happens, you know. With what's happening now with these quote unquote social justice warriors, I would rather people err on the side of let's go a little too far on we're over conscientious about this stuff so that we can come back and meet in the middle as a society because that's what we always do.
Yeah, I think it's all case by case, and it is a learning process. Every single thing you put out there is no rules. There is no rules that everyone needs to follow, and it's your own internal rules. And you put those out, and then you see what the reaction is. And you kind of go from there.
Good job, Kenny Char. he led in with a heated topic among my friends. And I thought this would be done in like 10 minutes. Look, we had a great topic, great discussion.
That was good.
So what is not safe for work? Everything. Don't talk at work.
Just
Don't look at anything. Turn off all your notifications on your phone.
Don't look at anyone.
Don't look at anybody. Yeah,
anyone.
don't do that.
Just come in with blind. Don't even come. Well, you can't come in with blind glasses on then, because then you're making fun of blind people.
Blind
That's bad.
glasses?
You know what I mean? Like big, thick. The big blue blockers that blind people.
Oh,
wear
well, that's what if
sometimes.
you get your eyes dilated, you can
can't
wear
do that
those.
anymore.
Really?
No, you can't.
What do I do if I get my eyes dilated?
You just got to sit in the room until your eyes come back.
Jesus.
You can't go outside. Some Greg Miller's
2015
making
is
fun
a
of blind people.
nightmare.
Fuck Greg Miller. He makes fun of blind people.
Next topic.
Yeah.
Let's lighten the mood with our good friend Tack Track. Tack Track supported us on patreon.com/kindafunny to get his topic right on the show. And then he has many in the queue. He's a good dude. We're working on doing
Banging
a whole bunch
them
of
out.
stuff here. This one we're picking though is hilarious college stories. Share a tale of any event, party, class, or other moment in college that you witnessed something so funny that it will be with you the rest of your life. And I feel like this is a tough one because I feel like all I ever do on this show is talk about college stories. So I'll rattle stuff off until you stop me and say you haven't heard that one. There's the one where I bit it in front of the cop in the party, and okay, you heard that one. Where I cut my leg open.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of another good one. Oh, what did I ever tell about when we hurled eggs at the other party?
No.
Not sure.
All right, so here we go. We're at the Antler House. We're partying at the Antler House, having the caps, drinking our faces off. Keystone Light 30-pack. 1506 Rosemary, still there if you want to go swing by, take photos of the old Antler House on 1506 Rosemary Lane. Knock on the door. Don't do that, any of these things. I did write in my closet before I left because there was a lot of writing in my Antler closet. We'll see if it's still there. Probably isn't. But feel free to knock on the door. Periscope the entire thing. So we're having our little party across the street. Because this must have been when we first all got back or whatever. You know what I mean? Like everybody's party. I remember it was super hot. So yeah, it must be late August. Hot. Super hot. Let's play. YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames. And so there's this big party out there or whatever. And we're over at our party and we're all drunk or whatever. And like we knew of these people. Like we were going back and forth between the parties. But for some reason, and I don't recall why, and I'll leave names out to protect these people. Not that anyone would go for this. Another 2 antlers and friends of mine, roommates of mine, got upset or just got it in their idea that it would be hilarious to throw eggs across the street into that party just blindly because it was like it was pitch
Naturally.
black over there. So that's what they did.
Lord.
And I heard this idea and I was like, this is a stupid idea. And this is one of the rare occasions where I like, this is a stupid idea.
You know, if Greg Miller says it's stupid,
Yeah.
Calamity
it's
will
really,
ensue.
really, really dumb, right? So sure enough, they do it. Throw the eggs across the street into the other party. You hear that, gross eggs. It's only a few eggs. Nobody's dying out there. Right? Let's not get, it's not like we're dropping a whole bunch of egg yolks on them. People come across the street like, what the hell was that? We're like, we don't know. I don't know what. I wasn't on, I'm in the house while this part happens. So there's a conversation. And eventually somebody comes back in and is like, there are people across the street are mad that we threw eggs or whatever. And we're like, well, we're throwing a party too, so it doesn't matter. And then we get the bright idea, and this is where I chime in. I'm like, I'll diffuse the situation, guys. And we'll say your name, you're this guy, name changed. No, I'll just say it's Seth.
Say
You're
his name.
Seth. You're
Okay.
Seth. You didn't throw the eggs, but Seth and me are boys. And I'm like, here's how we'll diffuse the thing. Seth, you go out there. You confess to throwing the eggs. I'll come out with you though, and I'll get mad, and I'll fake punch you, and you'll go down, and then we'll look like we've solved the issue. And Seth's like, great idea, Greg.
were you
Oh
on?
my God.
Were you on fucking meth?
No, we're just-
What were you thinking?
We're on Keystone Light. This works. This
It's
plan
meth.
works.
That's the meth of
The plan works. So hold
beer.
on. We're getting to it. So we go out there. He's like, hey, it might have been like, hey, I didn't throw the eggs, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. That doesn't make any sense. It must have been that he said threw the eggs. Why would I punch somebody who did this? So he's like, hey, we didn't. I do the thing. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? Fake punch him. He drops down and screams, ow, my nose. And then I haul off and really kick him. Just really fucking kick him in the ribs.
Jesus. Why?
Because I'm drunk and stupid, and it's funny. Because we're dumb college
Did you break
kids.
his rib?
No. It wasn't like I fucking tried to kick through
You
the
didn't
kid.
Muay Thai fucking
But
kick
like
him.
it was like the worst fake punch in the world.
Right.
And like I probably slapped my chest because I'm a backyard wrestler. I know how to make a fucking spot look real. And then he went down, and then I just I gave him a kick. Again, I didn't like break a. This isn't enough to break. Here's how it
Front
goes.
kick or roundhouse kick?
No, he's on the ground, doubled over.
Oh,
so
you
he's like
you hauled off and soccer kicked him.
exactly. But again, I didn't kick him hard enough because here's the extent of his injury. He punched in the nose. Ow, and he's like rolling on the ground, acting really hurt. And then I kick him, and then he immediately pops up and goes, "You dick! You really kicked me!" And walks back into the party. And I'm like standing there then with the people who are all mad about the eggs being thrown in their party. And then they're like, this was a weird, abrupt end, but whatever. Thanks for don't throw eggs. I'm like, I didn't do it. Okay. And then we went back into the party and hung out for a bit more.
Please tell me you
And
threw more eggs.
on the way out, I wasn't with this group, so sadly, this is just one of those legends you miss. This is one of your regrets in life. On the way out, coming back, another group that was coming home saw through the window, like into a basement, these two people having sex.
Good.
Yeah,
That's hot.
yeah,
Oh, that's
hot.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Hot.
So amazing.
Hot.
I'll be
dumb
honest.
college
I've
sex.
only maybe a handful of times either heard or seen two other people IRL having sex, and it's hot every time. I don't care who they are.
It's true.
Because it's like real life porn.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God.
I want to hear the what were the circumstances of seeing these?
Well,
other
I
people?
live in San Francisco,
Of course.
so I hear my neighbors having sex all the time.
These
which
young
my
college
wife
kids who moved in.
no, they just fucking do Molly and go crazy. And
La
it's
da da
annoying.
da dee.
Like literally, I heard them having a conversation about Molly the other day, and I was like, they're like, I've just never felt like this before. I'm like, get off Molly, go to sleep, study, work harder. But my wife, we had these neighbors that lived there years ago, and my wife was, we had to go over and knock on the door because they, whenever anyone moves into San Francisco for the first time, you have to sort of acclimate them to what city life is. And city life is as follows. I can hear everything you do. I can hear every conversation you have. I can hear your alarm going off. I can hear you peeing. And I can especially hear it when you're fucking the shit out of each other in the next room. And so my wife asked me to go over there and talk to these people. Now I'm talking to them, and we're having a great
Are they hot?
conversation. They're a good-looking couple.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to fuck this up for myself, right? Because I'm married at this point, and I have very little to look forward to outside of my own bedroom, right? There's nothing really happening outside of there. There's porn, but doesn't count. So I'm seeing this couple, very nice couple. I'm talking to them, I'm like, please be quiet, please don't put your shoes on, whatever. And my wife comes home, and I'm like, oh great, my wife's here, I can introduce them, whatever. And she lets it slip. She's like, yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate this. I mean, I literally had them come in so they could hear what it sounded like in their apartment when they were walking around. The girl's like, oh my God, you can hear everything. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Didn't really go that far with it. It's
I'm sorry.
surprising.
Is she above or below or
She's
sides?
next to us.
Okay.
So there our bedrooms
Yeah.
share. So my wife comes home and she's like, oh, so nice to meet you guys, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, babe, I was just telling them, like we can hear their shoes walking back and forth. And she goes, oh, yeah, thanks so much for being cool with that because we can hear everything. We can hear everything. And the girl got really awkward.
Yeah,
because the implication was put out there.
Yeah.
That we could then
Sex.
hear these people
They're
who just
talking
moved
about
into each
sex,
other.
children.
And they
Just
would have
moved
sex.
into each other.
Just moved in with each other, having sex, and I never heard them have sex again.
Yeah. You
Not
ruined that
I-
guy's sex
Not
life.
that I ever really
Done.
heard them have sex, and nor would I ever consider, listening to them have sex and then be like, babe, let's get this on right now. Let's make this happen. She never went down for that, unfortunately. But it was still nice to know that someone was getting laid in the building. Now, there's my upstairs neighbor who had sex once every 6 months, but it was a fucking marathon. And it was cool at first. Then it was just maddening. And then it was like awe-inspiring. You go through those emotions where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's finally getting laid. Good for him. As a guy, you're like, good for him, right? And then 20 minutes and you're like, dude, let's wrap this up. One of us has to sleep. And then about 40 minutes and you're like, what is this guy taking that his dick is still hard and still going in and out of this presumably woman? Could be anyone else. 'cause
Whatever
I'm
he's
just
into.
here. Yeah, whatever he's into. So there's that. So that's city life. I don't know what the fuck we're talking
How
about.
many times? But I want to hear
damn
you.
it, Nick.
I asked how you had seen people have sex.
Oh,
have
right.
sex.
And then I
The
saw
context. Then
so
I
that
just
was
talk about hearing.
That was hearing. And a couple times
I wanna
in
hear about
hotel rooms, you hear people in the
Oh.
adjoining room having
Oh yeah,
sex.
yeah, yeah.
I've only seen someone have sex that I can think of one time. And it was in high school. And it was my good friend who was dating this girl that none of us liked because she was a little on the risque side. Like she had been known to date lots of people and have sex with a lot of people. Now I'm not
You're not judging that
judging
lifestyle,
this lifestyle.
but you didn't want that for your friend.
But I didn't want that for my friend because my friend wanted a serious girlfriend. And I
Gotcha.
think that she was just kind of a little bit of
In it for the pick.
non-committal at
Uh-huh.
that point, right? And also she was fucking crazy. She would get super drunk and black out. And I was like, this girl's trouble.
Well,
Like
let's
you
not
need to
knock
just stay away from this girl. He was a nice guy and ended up kind of throwing his life down the toilet. But it didn't start with her actually. It was because of another girl. But he literally just super smart guy ended up not going to college. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Math.
But there was this one time we were at his house and this girl had come over. We knew that they sort of had a thing going back and forth. And I was like, and I wanted to say goodbye because there had been many hours that we were there. And I was like, I'm ready to go home. And I was like, where'd he go? Where'd they go?
Where's Richie?
So in your sort of somewhat inebriated state, as you were in early college, you thought it'd be a good idea. So instead of just parting, let's go look for them. You know very well what they're doing. And part of you is like, I don't know what they're doing. But subconsciously, you're like, I'm going to see these two people fucking. I have to. It'll be a funny story. And it was. My friend and I go to search different parts of the house. We search his room.
That's a bad idea.
We search the basement. We search the garage. We search outside. And we finally converge upon his parents' bedroom. Where else could they be? They have to be in there.
That waterbed.
Open the door. There was a waterbed.
Of course there was.
They weren't on the waterbed. They were on the floor. And I see him. And I turn the light on. And he goes, get the fuck out. And I'm looking straight into his asshole. Straight into that asshole. Because he's doing missionary, right? I see her legs wrapped around her.
That dirty mish.
She's kind of laughing at this point. He's just mortified.
Sure.
Get the fuck out. I'm going to kick your ass, but he can't do anything because pants are around the ankles. Can't really move. There's a part of him inside of another human being. That's still happening. Sorry. Turn the light off. At the exact moment, my friend walks up and says, hey, did you find him? And I say, did I? Turn the light back on. Now, I've never been chased before by a half-naked person with an almost fully erect penis until that day. Chased me around the house, and I was legitimately scared, but I couldn't stop laughing. And neither could my friend, who at this point was on the floor fucking just cracking up because he was like, I can't believe it. And the girl actually thought it was pretty funny too. I actually, looking back on that now, that's the one thing I regret. I'm like, I wish I hadn't done that because you never know. That could have been really offensive for her.
Sure.
But she thought it was the funniest fucking thing ever. So I got away with it.
That's the thing. You look back at all your college stories and you're like, wow, that could have
That could have been
poorly.
if
bad.
that could have just gone 90 degrees different, that would have been a much different story while I'm now a sex offender.
Yeah.
It's very true. Oh, I mean, think about the sheer volume of times you peed outside in college.
Yep.
Just walking. I had too much beer. I was being responsible. I'm walking home. I gotta pee. Hey, there's a bush. Done peeing. Right? Some cop could pull you over and be like, you can't. It's still illegal. It's still illegal to pee outside.
One of my
Sex
favorite
offender.
stories from college, and this I don't think I've told this one, and I'll change names again to protect the innocent, or at least the people who have careers.
Let's just call him Seth.
Seth.
I like that name.
It wasn't
Doesn't sound
Seth
real.
though. Seth. Okay, it's not real, but it's not really Seth, but it's Seth.
Not Seth, but it's
But it's
Seth.
not Seth. So we're with the Antlers. We camp out. We go to the sporting events. We get crazy or whatever. We're camping out for Illini tickets. So we're camped outside a Mizzou arena or whatever. Go ahead.
If this were a movie,
Yeah.
would it be Animal House?
Yes. 120%.
We need to write this movie.
We were put on double secret probation by the athletic department. Before then, they were just like, wait, we can just take away your tickets. Go away. Anyways, we were camping out to buy these tickets, and I forget, they had us lined up not right at the doors yet for some reason where we were like lined up off the thing. So we're lined up off, and we had been taking shifts sleeping in this one of the SUVs in the cars or whatever. And so we're sitting there, and we've been chilling out. None of us are drunk. None of us are stupid. We had been drunk and stupid the night before, obviously, when we eventually got dropped off and started sleeping in cars and just chilling out or drinking out of flasks and whatnot. And eventually this cop rolls up and he's just like talking to us, just totally chill. Like it's a chill line. Nobody's making trouble. Nobody's being an asshole, but he's in a cop car leaning out the door, like talking to us and da da da. I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And the line is here, right? The road's here. This doesn't really matter. Just imagine the line, and then behind us is all the cars we parked in, and the cop's looking at the line, but he can see all the cars we parked in, right? And so he's sitting there talking, totally being a chill cop, just hanging out, being a good officer of the law in Columbia, Missouri. And eventually, our friend Seth, who we're using a changed name here of one person who isn't Seth, got out of the SUV, was hungover, maybe a little bit drunk, got out of the SUV, walked like 3 cars over, turned around, and just peed. And this cop's sitting there talking to me, and he's looking at us, and he's like walks, and he goes, "Are you fucking kidding?" And he hits the whoop whoop, and just like drives to just around the line. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "What?" Oh, and they handcuffed him, and he's doing this whole thing. Oh, and he's like put up against the car and shit, like just the ticket. But it's just like the dumbest fucking thing you could have done. Like couldn't be more obvious. There was a cop talking to us right there.
Oh yeah. I mean, you do stupid shit. Yeah. Alcohol and youth makes just one stupid combination.
Yeah.
You know? I had friends when I used to serve food a lot. And all throughout college, I served food at various restaurants in Irvine and Orange County. And if you've ever, I'm sure many people out there who are currently or have served food will understand the culture that goes along with that. It's a party culture. You go, you make tips, and you probably spend half those that night on booze.
Yeah.
And then if you're unfortunate enough to live in a place where you have to drive, you got to get home somehow. I had a friend of mine who fell asleep at the wheel. Cop pulls up next to him. His friend that's in there looks over, wakes him up and says, "Don't go," because it was a red light, but all he heard was "go."
Jesus.
Took off. Cop's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Red light, no one there, but it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. There's
Right,
no one on the
right,
streets
right.
in Irvine at 2 o'clock in the morning. Pulls him over. And he's like, "I have to ask this. Were you trying to get a ticket? Like, is there some bet where you could get a ticket tonight?" And the guy's like, "No." And he somehow got out of it, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he somehow got
Wow.
the cop was like, "Just get home."
Was he
sometime."
drunk or? Okay.
Wasn't sober.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to do that. We used to like we'd go to bars after work, but we'd leave work at like 11, and then you'd only have 2 hours, so you just throw back beers or whatever,
Yeah.
party with everyone. Yeah, and then you're like, "Oh shit, I gotta get home." And a lot of people would sleep in their cars, but until one of my friends got a DUI, sleeping
You
in
can
his
sleep.
car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's not
cops
even
like
safe.
Ridiculous, man.
Get up, let's go.
Yeah.
The guy's like, "But my keys are in my pocket." He's like, "Doesn't matter. You're in a vehicle. You're getting a DUI."
Yeah.
Shit.
That's the thing. If there's a message to take away from this, the dumbest thing I think, whatever, there's a million dumb things. One of the dumbest things you can do in college is drink and drive.
Yeah,
And don't
just
get me
don't
wrong,
do it.
I'm as usual not from my glass house. I did it twice. I've drank and drive twice where I was behind the wheel and I was like, I should not be driving, but I gotta get home.
Oh,
It's
I
like,
can't even imagine doing that.
but it's and now a little now not to fucking harp on it or anything, but like it's a little bit of a different scenario. It was a little bit different back then. Now there's a million fucking apps that can get you anywhere and get you back to your car, and it's like what, maybe $40 round trip getting, you know what I mean? Like,
and no, it depends though, because if
Where you live and
if
everything
if
else.
you're partying and like in Southern California, your fucking house could be a good 20 to 30 or 40-minute ride away. Now, I still think it's unacceptable. And the last time I was down there, when I went down for my brother's birthday, we took an Uber from Northridge to Burbank, and it was $60.
Sure.
It could have been worse,
yeah,
but we
the
got
$600 legal fee.
hammered.
Yeah.
Not at the comedy show because my brother got offended and we left the comedy show. We went to like a Gordon beer shop afterward.
Didn't you get offended by the girls you were with?
It was a horrible situation. And then my brother doesn't help because he likes to be mad at things.
Sure.
And so it was like, he was like, "Ooh, an opportunity to be mad. I'm going to scream at this chick." And I was like, "We got to get out of here. We got to go. Then we got hammered and I was like, "Well, let's call an Uber." And guy picked us up. We were home. I almost threw up. Fantastic. But you know what I didn't get? A $10,000 DUI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like DUIs will ruin your life.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
one of those
they'll
things.
totally.
That
fucking ruin your life.
In college, yeah,
At least for 10
I
years.
gambled twice and got away with it. But I mean, like that
You
would have
shouldn't.
totally
Yeah.
fucking upended everything. And like one of them was like the worst thing. This stupid, like there's one where like I talk about the hand of God. You know what I mean? Like why I believe in God and where I, blah, 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 blah. Like this will come back in the very end, right? One of my favorite CDs, Dynamite Hack. Anyway, right? Just keep that in your back pouch
love
or whatever. But when I went to DC for a summer internship, right? Like I lived in Germantown, which was right outside of DC, but a few stops away, and it wasn't super. Where I was staying wasn't super close to their metro, so I drove in to see my friends who were smart enough to have gotten a place for the internship that was easily accessible to everything, right? But like there was one day, yeah, we went down and we were day drinking, and it was like, let's go back to my house because the lady I was staying with wasn't there, so it was just like we could just chill out and hang out there and keep drinking and hang out. And we climbed in the Ford Taurus, my big old Ford Taurus. I drove out from Missouri to Chicago to Maryland or whatever, and I was driving on the highway. And it was like that moment of just like, I'm fucking so stupid right now. And like, I'm totally I'm holding it together and I'm not like swerving or being stupid. It wasn't like I was like vomiting or but like you have that moment where like, I should not be doing this, but I'm doing this. And I knew I was drunk because the girl I was with, who was just a friend, was like, "Can I smoke?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but roll down the window or whatever." And she rolled down the window. And so we got home, everything's fine, nothing happened. You know what I mean? Again, thank God, because it would have totally fucked up my entire life. But so not only is there, I get home safe, no problem. The next day or that week or whatever, I went out to the car and I was going somewhere. I was like, "Oh, I want to listen to Dynamite Hack," and I couldn't find the CD in my flip folder or whatever. And I looked in the back seat and it was in the back seat. And I grabbed it and pulled it up. And in the CD was her cigarette melted into it because she had flicked it out the window and it had blown back, which was a horror story my mom had told me about. The people growing up, people across the street from her burned down their car doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And so my CD, one of my favorite CDs, gave its life to stop this cigarette. Because can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I get back to Germantown at the house I'm staying in, drunk, that I just drove to, call the fire department because I'm underage. The car's on fire. It's like, Jesus Christ. I guess I
Good
wasn't
Lord.
underage anymore. But like,
Man.
yeah, don't do it. Don't
Just
do it.
don't
Don't do
do
it.
it,
I have so
yeah.
many friends who fucked up their entire lives doing it. Don't do it.
College, man. We talk so much about college. It
Yeah.
keeps coming up, and I just don't care. Like I just
Yeah,
don't
it was different for you.
It was
right?
so different for me, and I just don't really have that many good stories. Like I have such good high school stories and such good middle school stories and post college, but college is whatever. Like the one thing I remember, it was like finals time, and it was my video production class, and we had a take home final. And then we all went to my one friend Darren's house. We go to Darren's house, and it's like our whole class was there, and we're all just doing it together because that's how that shit happens when there's take home 100%. So we're doing that, and then I remember we were doing it, and like we're getting pretty far in it, and all of a sudden this girl Stacy like looks at this girl Rochelle, was just like, hey, have you ever kissed a girl? And I was like, ears perk up. They start kissing, and then.
Did she answer the question, or did she just lean and start kissing?
She's leaning and start kissing.
Fuck yes.
And then
you looked at the Darren, and you're like, Darren, you ever kiss a dude?
Well, no. Then later, this guy Mike is like, have you girls ever been in a threesome? And they're like, and then they all just start like kissing and making out and stuff. And then all of a sudden, my friend Tony comes in. I'm totally making the story up. Nothing fucking interesting happened in college. It was bullshit.
Oh my god,
that was awesome.
No,
I thought Tony was going to come in with a piece.
No, that story did happen. But what that story was the whole fucking class sitting there doing a goddamn final together. That's my most eventful college story.
See,
just because college sucked. But what it did lead to was that event. And the reason I brought up that joke is that one of the girls did randomly go, have you ever tried anal? And the other girl was like, yeah, of course. And that was the moment that I realized anal is a normal thing that a lot of people just do. That it was just a conversation. It wasn't an invitation by any means.
You just like you just put your dick on the table.
It was
just
that day.
Slide it over. Like no, okay, I'll put it back.
At that day, we decided what our final video project was going to be, and we decided to make a Pokemon porn parody.
The one.
And I obviously was the one making this fucking happen.
Sure.
I wrote it, directed, did all that stuff, got all the props ready, got everything ready. And somehow I orchestrated an entire class of grown-ups to make a Pokemon porn parody video that lasted like 15 minutes.
It's long. I've seen it.
It had to be. I mean, it was we were required to do a thing. And it has its moments. A lot of it is horrible. But really, so much of it was me just being like, how far can I push this? Just push the envelope, push the line, and still get an A. Because I was like, I'm going to get a fucking A on this shit. I need to do better than everyone else because that's the type of motherfucker I am. I want to be the very best, like no one ever fucking was.
I want to be.
The thing about it is like you want to talk about not safe for work.
Yeah.
That's the video.
That's what I'm saying. Like with this it wasn't so much like when I'm talking about pushing the line, it's like I knew they were going to show this video to my entire major. This was going to be like a big event.
This was college?
Yes.
Interesting.
So I'm like, I am going to use this opportunity.
Good luck.
To fucking put this shit out there and just be like, all right,
but see, college,
how far can I push the line? And that video involved.
Oh, you were basically molested women in that video.
That's my problem.
Everyone was molested, including Kevin Coelho.
Fredo is like, his dick is in like a little net, essentially.
Like I wouldn't even call it a male thong.
But you know
Alfredo's wiener.
But that's the one thing of like when we're talking about not safe for work and what you couldn't get away with anymore is that even though everyone there is a willing participant in your video, in the scene we're talking about where there's a woman at the chalkboard or whatever and Fredo comes in a trench coat and then throws it off, as soon as he throws the trench coat off, you can tell she's not acting and no one explained how he would be dressed.
No, see, that's not true. Totally not true. And I want to make this very clear. Every single person that was involved in this knew exactly what was happening, was down, totally thought it was funny, and was totally in it. But yeah, she didn't, like we told her what was going to happen. She didn't believe he was going to do it.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. There is that look of fear.
Yeah.
There's a whole, one day maybe this video will make the light of day. But the key thing is that the ending scene of this video is me molesting Kevin, who is dressed like
I do it every day.
Jigglypuff with a cigarette in his mouth.
I do it every day.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with us? But again, it was a social commentary on how far I can push the goddamn line, and they showed that in front of 1,000 people.
But here's the deal with this. Okay, we're talking about work, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, we're talking about college. Yeah. we're not regressing back to.
We're
not regressing back. I was just throwing it out there.
Greg mentioned not safe for work.
Yeah.
So in that regard, yes, okay. But in a college class where you're supposed to, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to test those boundaries. You're supposed to put things out there that make people, it makes people feel uncomfortable. Guess what? That's art sometimes. But it's all a matter of...
I can guarantee you this.
Pokemon
this was not art.
But it's all a matter of perception, right? Like
I bag a plush Pikachu, Nick.
Your idea...
Hard.
for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's an extended fuck scene.
I forget. Yeah, but I forget what the famous video was. But there's a famous old black and white video. It was one of the first movies that has been put together where someone. It's a study of the juxtaposition of images, and one of the images is an eyeball being sliced open by a razor blade.
God, Jesus Christ.
Now it's not a real eyeball, obviously, but you see the eyeball beforehand. Someone, and then I mean, if you can imagine seeing that back in the turn of the century, you would have been fucking freaked out by that. But there is a place for that in the world, right? Just as there is a place for your, if you consider it art, there is a place for your art in the world. Now, I don't know, maybe you thought it was an extended joke, but the words you're using right now tell me otherwise. You wanted to see what people's reaction were going to be to that.
I'm a sick fuck.
That's not sick though. Okay.
Oh, it is.
In this regard, that's what I mean. I've seen a lot of fucked up films, man. Watch anything by Lars von Trier, like watch Necrophiliac Volume 1 and 2. Beautifully made. Weird as fuck about sexual fetishes and also like a woman who basically is a sex addict, necrophiliac, and it is fucked up and it gets super dark. Should he not make that? I watched it, and at first I was like, this is kind of sexy. And then about halfway through, I'm like, this is so fucked up that I can't even
just to be clear. Kevin's about to correct you. I just want to make sure.
What?
Nymphomaniac,
Right? I'm sorry. Did I say necrophiliac?
Yeah.
My apologies. Nymphomaniac Volume 1 and 2.
And you're like, it's beautifully shot. I was like, sounds like
I'm
it was.
sorry. No, I'm sorry. Necrophiliac Volume 1 and 2 is going to be the Kevin Coelho story.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's why I was like, fuck.
You shouldn't have said anything, but no, thank you for that, Kevin. Yeah, so I mean, but so not to say that you're one, Lars von Trier, but I will say this though, that's what college should be about. It should be about making things that test social constructs, social boundaries, shock people, make people think. That's what it's supposed to be about.
Like this show.
Now, I don't know if you'd be able to do that nowadays in college. Because there'd be so many people who are like, this is offensive to me, that you'd be like, I can't make this.
I mean, I
so
can't
all you
believe
can do
I
in
made
college
that.
is make
I can't
basically.
believe I did that. Like, it's just ridiculous. But my favorite moment of college, period, was the thing we did after that, where me and Alfredo won a film festival thing. And I've told the story a million times, but Alfredo was not in school with me. But Alfredo Diaz won a Becca Award for the best film of the year or whatever. He didn't even go to the goddamn school.
Which
but
film was
then
it?
The best video ever. The thing where it's me and Alfredo trying to come
right.
up with ideas or whatever. Like that one, like video of the year for the school. But Alfredo wasn't even in the fucking school. Like didn't even go to SF State. Like wasn't even involved. So we won. And then they had an award ceremony, like an actual award show, and we won. And I went up on stage and gave a speech, and then Alfredo comes up, and this is right after the Kanye West thing happened with the Taylor Swift and all that stuff.
No.
Alfredo grabs the mic and he's just like, "I'm gonna let you finish, but Pokemon Porno was the best video of all time," and the whole fucking crowd loved it.
Did you know he was going to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I planned it.
Just making sure.
Of course, Tim
Yeah.
was going to do that.
Yeah, there's video of this.
I'd love to see this video.
yeah,
Speaking of video, if you're just joining us
Let's
in
hear
this
it.
segment,
Let's hear it.
back in the movie segment that's opened the show, Nick was saying he doesn't eat popcorn in Junior Mints. That's his wife's
My
order.
wife's thing.
But then he dropped it on me like I'm supposed to know that, even though that's never been mentioned before. I've just said you've mentioned it before.
Well, how did I mention it before?
We're about to find out.
Let's hear.
Yeah, but but that's my problem is I love a big Diet Coke. Whenever I go to the movies, you get a big Diet Coke, big popcorn, maybe some Junior Mints, maybe some peanut butter cups.
But why are you getting the diet? See, this is the thing that's so.
Thank you.
I know I'm going to
Here's why, because everyone always gets into this about Diet Coke's worse for you than regular Coke.
It is.
Aspartame is probably no one. The scary thing is no one knows what aspartame does to you yet. They're trying to link it to all sorts
It'll
of messed
fuck
up
your brain
things
up.
that
This
happen
guy's
in your body,
right.
but they can't quite get the FC.
So are you
FDA
ready to
actually
concede
prove-
yet?
Or actually
That
test
I
it.
like
It's
Junior
so
Mints?
new.
I love
But
Junior
they-
Mints.
Like they're
I feel
testing
like
it.
you
They're-
were-
My
you
wife thing is to pour them in the
specifically
popcorn,
like,
and sometimes I
it's
like that, and sometimes I don't. But I don't default to that.
It's not.
That's been mentioned. You pouring them over popcorn has been mentioned.
It has. Oh no, I've mentioned that. My wife did it one time, and I was like, "This is actually pretty good," but I don't default to it. I like the Reese's peanut butter cup more than the Junior Mint. But when
Okay.
my wife gets Junior Mints, she goes, "Can we pour them into the popcorn?" And sometimes I go yes, and sometimes I'm like, I don't
See,
really
I'm
want
saying
that.
my point is that you've said it, but you never said the wife part before.
Then I apologize.
Okay,
for
then
not,
shake my hand
there
and
you
it's
go.
okay. We're fine again.
My
Thank you very
favorite
much.
thing-
But I have said
Castles full of vassals for sending that in at Here We Gomez 8.
My favorite thing in life is hearing Nick listen to Nick,
I
because
just-
there
I
must be
sound right.
there must be a fear in you of what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say?
There used to be. There
Nick's
used to be.
embraced it.
Like,
But I've
oh my
embraced
God.
it now.
But the thing with you is there's no consistency ever. So it's like what you say on a Game Over Greggy show, like episode 38 compared to episode 72 compared to now. It's like you could literally be saying the same thing and you'll say the same sentence one time with disgust, one time with excitement, one time with curiosity.
Well, first of all, I'm a complex human being.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a range of emotions. And I carry with me the right to change my mind whenever I see fit, because the world is ever changing, Greg.
That's true.
And you know what? Nobody comes to me for the consistency of my morals and laurels. No one comes to me because Nick is the ethic or moral leader of the world. They come to me because they want to see me say some silly shit, and occasionally once or twice make a poignant point. And that's pretty much. And they want to look at all that this bodice has to offer.
Give him the dance. I was talking about the peck dance, but
okay.
that works too.
What's up?
Yeah.
Next topic,
What?
final topic of the day comes from patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can submit your topic if you support us at a certain level and get a whole bunch of other cool perks. And it comes from none other than Kenny Char again. We're busting out 2 Kenny Chars here.
Charmeleon.
This one's been in the hopper for a while. It's going to sound big at the beginning, but then I think
Okay, good.
Okay. Who are some of your favorite documentarians? I generally prefer fiction to nonfiction, but there's just something about a good documentary that fascinates me. My choice is probably a common yet solid one, Ken Burns. Just a supremely talented filmmaker, and his Civil War is a masterclass in documentary filmmaking. Thanks, and kinda funny. I say expand the question to what documentaries do you enjoy? Because I'm sorry, I watch shitloads of documentaries. It's probably what I watch the most.
Well,
Steimer's always mad at me because I never want to watch fiction, but I don't know who made all of them.
Yeah, the issue is most of the documentaries that you've seen that are actual documentaries,
Sure.
you don't know who made them because it's not about that person's personal agenda.
Right,
The most famous documentarian on the planet probably is Michael Moore.
Right.
But he's not
really making documentaries.
He is not
so.
making fucking documentaries. He's making a statement with
Yeah.
his films, which is not necessarily, I don't believe it's true documentary filmmaking. I just watched recently a great documentary called Soaked in Bleach, which is the conspiracy behind, or the conspiracy theory behind how Kurt Cobain died. Are you familiar with this?
I know.
A lot of people think Courtney Love killed him. And this has a lot of really interesting, damning evidence.
Really?
But it also doesn't present
The
other side.
Yeah.
Right? So what it says is all the things that the Seattle Police Department fucked up, and why that they should at least reopen the case, which is interesting, and that some could argue that's what documentary film is used for.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
I like
It's
to watch
great. You
this.
should definitely check it out. It's beautifully made too, by the way, because they do what they do is they do dramatic reenactments that are beautifully filmed. They look like film. They look like a movie. And then because the story really follows the main person who was the investigator that she hired to find him when he'd gone missing, even though about halfway through he was like, "You're lying to me. I'm going to start recording all these conversations." And so in the dramatic reenactments, the dialogue in the scene will cut out and the real recording will pop in, and throughout the whole film, and you're like, holy shit, she is literally incriminating herself right now. She's saying like, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I said
But
Frank.
if you watch this, it's pretty hard to not at least think they should reopen the case. Now, the problem I have with it is it doesn't do a good job of presenting the investigator on the scene of the day and what he was thinking and why they chose to rule it a suicide, even though they do bring in like New York NYPD, like homicide detectives who are like, you're out of your fucking mind. You don't rule something as a suicide the day of. Like, you got to wait for the forensic autopsy to come back, all the information, and then the pictures and all stuff. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's really cool. But at the same time, I watched I watch a lot of those ESPN documentaries.
You can't steal it. 30 for 30 was going to be my pickup.
Yeah.
They do amazing work.
And I don't know who does them. They usually bring in guest
What are you
directors.
laughing at, motherfucker?
So you can't steal that?
Yeah.
I like that.
That's mine. I was going to say that.
No, I
and so
know.
now he's
I like that.
come here, Kev. Give me a pound. I love this guy. Good
Show
job.
the camera your belly button.
Show him what?
No, don't do it. Keep it just for me. Cry.
He's showing his
Cry.
belly button right now.
Lubricate your belly button with your own tears.
Don't stop. Please stop. Please.
No, those are great. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they bring in a guest director.
But that's why it
everyone's
works, right?
different.
Is that 30 for 30 and then different, but they're treated so well and with such
And I like,
reverence.
yeah, I mean, for instance, the one that I remember most, I think, was Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson's
where
is really good, really sad.
You're like, fuck, this is kind of sad, and it doesn't paint him in a bad light,
Yeah.
but it does paint the picture of someone who had a great career, and then it just like that.
Jordan
was
rides
gone.
the bus, another great one. Bride of the Boss.
That was good. The Boz is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The Boz
Some
is
of that
awesome.
but that's some I think is
Some
like
of that's a little propaganda.
little
It follows him,
stage
yeah.
when they're like in the storage unit. I'm like, all right, like this isn't really happening right here. But
So that's where you have
not
to.
that I don't think his emotions are real.
Yeah, but I mean, that's where you have to draw the line now. Is like filmmaking is a lot of documentary filmmaking borderlines on reality filmmaking in that
Sure.
you're staging a lot of the stuff. You're not really you're writing the story ahead of time to fit the characters that you're interviewing versus, you go in there and I mean, I guess Ken Burns probably does that too. Where he does a lot of
Ken Burns is amazing.
He does a lot of historical research and then finds people that back up sort of what his version of that history is. But to me, a documentary is you go and you interview a lot of people, and then in the interview you sort of find whatever the story is.
Yeah,
right?
Gotcha.
And for instance, I have a friend of mine who I haven't seen it yet. Did a documentary about autistic people who find love, and I'm like, that's cool, right?
How about Rabbit Fever?
Rabbit Fever was a good documentary actually, because it painted if you're not familiar with this, one of my good friends, Amy Doe, did a documentary.
That's cool. No, just your friend.
I
never knew
she
her.
fucking hates you.
Cool.
She said literally, I fucking hate.
I'm in the liner credits or whatever, buddy.
You are, so am I. She did a documentary about rabbit shows, like Best in Show, but for rabbits, which I didn't think was a world that ever existed.
Rabbit shows?
Rabbit.
It's like
bunny rabbits.
No, I'm
funny
familiar.
rabbits.
Yeah.
So literally,
Like dog
there's
shows, but for rabbits.
Yeah, they have,
Interesting.
Borrowed. It's out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet
crazy.
Amy Doe?
I know. I've met her a couple times.
Okay.
Doubt
Correct.
she knows who I am.
Sure. Well, now
Probably
she
not.
does. You're internet famous.
Yeah,
You're
you are
right.
internet famous. But that was a good documentary because the people that were in it, I think both sides of it were painted right. They're well aware that this is an absurd passion of theirs.
Sure.
But they don't give a fuck and they like it anyway. And that was the point of the story. Is
Yeah.
like, you can indulge in your passions, just own it, and fuck everyone else for what they think, right? They love rabbits. They want to go to the show. We got a little glimpse behind that. I'm like, I'm never stepping foot in one of those places because it's terrifying. But more power to you if that's your thing.
Yeah, I think that's the power of documentaries is making you care about stuff that you don't care about. For me, a lot of people have seen The Exit through the gift shop.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Exit
a
the
good
gift shop.
fucking
The,
awesome
like the whole
documentary.
Banksy thing and all that stuff, and that's cool. And that's like, oh, it's this world that we don't know about. Now that's a little bit different because he's kind of mainstream, and it's cool to like him.
Well, it's also hard to define that as a documentary because about midway through,
Whatever it
Banksy
is.
hijacks it,
Yeah.
and it becomes it totally flips itself on its own fucking head, and you're like, what the
And
hell's
all right,
happening here? And it's
whatever.
awesome, but it's a perfect way to describe sort of who Banksy
that
is.
stuff, yeah. But so something similar, like he does graffiti and all that stuff. For a long time, my brother was really into graffiti. And
Would you
like
say he
illegal
was juiced
graffiti.
about it?
He was juiced about it. He definitely
He was juiced about illegal graffiti. Thank you.
and it's illegal graffiti, like not legal graffiti. Like,
Illegal.
making it clear, illegal graffiti.
Sure.
And there's a huge history of that in New York and San Francisco specifically. And there's a documentary called Piece by Piece. And I remember watching it, and it's just a bunch of hoodlums. Like, it's just a bunch of people that are doing illegal things.
Hood rats doing hood rat
illegally.
stuff.
But it's like, it made me shift from looking at this thing and being like, this is just straight up wrong, to still thinking it's wrong, but being like, I get it. Like, I understand why you would do this and the culture that it creates and what it does. And so it's like the rabbit thing, you're not into rabbits, but hearing that other people are, it's really interesting. And I think it's a great documentary because it made me get it, even though I don't agree.
Ah, yeah.
And that is a good
cool.
documentary.
That
You
is
know?
the power of documentary filmmaking. right there.
But otherwise, like, I don't really know too many. I love documentaries, but I don't really know too many that I can think and be like, I love that. Like Helvetica, the documentary.
You know, I have not seen that yet.
Oh, really?
Typeface one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I
It's
still
just
haven't
like
seen
the
it.
history of a font, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I like that. That's
love shit
obscure
like
and
that.
random enough that I'm into it. There isn't enough documentaries about things that I'm interested in that I like. Like, there's one that I saw about Legos, and I'm like, didn't really like get me the way I wanted
Sure.
to. I think about
Oh,
video games. Like, there's not really a documentary I've seen that
King
I'm
of
like,
Kong? Did
I'm-
you like King of Kong?
It was all right, but there hasn't been one that I'm like, this is
And
awesome.
does that count as? I'm always worried about what counts as a
Yeah,
documentary.
no,
if I'm
so this
nailing
is
it
the thing,
right.
this definitely doesn't count, but game trailers, I'm talking about back in the day, I don't know if they still do this, but they did the retrospective things where they do like 10-part series looking at Zelda, and they'd kind of like talk about the story of the games, but also talk about the history of the games and who made them and like how it shifted and stuff. And I'm like, this is really cool. And I hope that one day, and I think we're getting to the point now where people are looking at games that way, where we do get to go back and kind of interview the people
Sure.
and have it be like that, like documentary style, where it's like you just get the key people involved and talk to them for hours and then make a story out of it.
I mean, it's navel gazing in a way, but I was a big fan of on that thing, IGN's 10th documentary about IGN's 10th.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Remember
No,
that?
that
'Cause
was great.
I was only there a couple months or maybe a year at that point,
think
but
I
they
made that. Did I
you
make
did,
that?
yeah. They brought in Aaron Boulding and everybody and talked
They
about
brought
like
in, yeah,
it was
the
like
old guys.
it was like people I had only read stuff from or seen videos of, but brought them all in. And they did that and produced it in 4 parts. It was really good.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and like that was when I watched it when I was
Better be
interning
the
at
20th
IGN,
one.
and it was just interesting seeing like the birth of this place that is now such a bigger thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it like that series makes IGN look like this room.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
No, it was. I mean, I remember when we were doing that. I co-produced it. There was a lot of other guys that were helping me out because obviously I was like, I have no idea what I didn't really know what IGN was when I started working there. That's the big joke, because I was like, I never read this site. I really don't fucking know what this is. It sounds like a cool place to work, and it was. But it was awesome doing that, because I was like, oh, I'm actually getting an insider's perspective on the lineage of this great organization that has weathered this fucking crazy storm of .com bust.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see some of the images of like the building they used to take up and how they got relegated to like a small portion of it, and it's just a sea of those really expensive Aeron chairs that are just collecting dust, I'm like, that is a perfect image for the late 90s, early 2000s .com bust.
Yeah.
That was fun to make. And that was cool. That was more just like a history piece too. There was no point to that. Like, I wasn't good enough as a filmmaker back then to have been like, we should
Oh, sure.
we should broaden this
and that's
out
the whole
and put
thing
it in
is like,
context and pretend, because we could have using and this is what I like with that. Did you see the Atari documentary about the ET?
no, I
dig
know
on
of
ET?
it. I know of it.
It's framed around the digging up the cartridges in ET and how they had to go find them and figure out where they were, and maybe they didn't know they were going to be there, and voila, they were there.
Oh, what a surprise.
But it is the bigger story is how the rise and fall of Atari and how they were once a titan and then are now pretty much nothing.
Mhm.
And it's basically an analogy for the industry at that time, which is really, really cool. I wish we could have done that with IGN, because it would have been a really, really pertinent piece on the .com bust. We could have actually probably made something very, very cool, but as a history piece, it worked out.
I liked this is again, like, these are movies I haven't watched in a long time, but I remember loving Beyond the Mat. Remember that in the Bret the Hitman Hart documentary that just happened to follow him while he got screwed over and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
you know, a lot of wrestling stuff, like a lot of the behind the DVDs that they would release.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily documentaries.
Yeah, the
but
ones officially from WWE definitely aren't documentaries, but
like,
they're great looks behind the curtain.
scenes looks that are like documentary-esque in a lot of ways, and those are excellent. Like it really, wrestling is such a fascinating thing because it's fake, but all right, they're still doing these things, and there's characters, but the characters are real people, so they're actors, and there's so many layers to it. Because then it's like, all right, then we see the behind the scenes. Are those behind the scenes people also actors? You know what I mean? Like, where does the character end? Like, Triple H, right?
Yeah.
He has his in stage persona, then he has his backstage on camera persona, then he has his backstage documentary persona, and then there's the real him. And it's like watching those videos, it's really cool because you kind of get to see all four of those people in one person.
Right. Yeah, that was the thing with, like, especially I'm thinking, you know, Beyond the Mat and everything else, that's Attitude Era. That's right as it all changed, right? And they really gave up the ghost of, like, having, you know, hiding what really wrestling is or whatever. And I think that's the reason I have that affinity for Mick Foley, right? And stuff, because, like, I remember when they put out that Faces of Foley VHS tape, and it's him talking to the Hardy Boys, who were nobody at the time. They were, like, just people they brought out and they knew one day they were going to deal with. Do you not know who the Hardy Boys are?
No, I do. I thought Kevin was sleeping.
Okay, no,
I heard him
fine.
breathing hard.
And he's talking to them about it, and then Beyond the Mat followed him, and then, you know what I mean, he was blowing up that point, but it was like Beyond the Mat was that one that gave you the glimpse of his family, right? And then I got the book Have a Nice Day or whatever, and, like, you know, you read through it all and you feel like you know him, and that's like when, you know, right? Jesus, last year at New York Comic Con, right? Last year is when we went to New York Comic. I went to New York Comic Con for the last time, as IGN, and I was sitting there working. And they brought in Mick to interview him or whatever, and it was him and Goldman, I think, talking about that Santa movie he did, which was good, and also a documentary about being Santa, which timely, maybe if one that goes up, watch it. But when the interview finished, he said something about he's got to take my little boy wants to go or whatever, or he doesn't want to go there anymore. I turned around, I'm like, man, that's crazy, you know. Hey Mick, Dewey doesn't want to do that or whatever. He's like, Dewey's 22 now. I was talking about my other son. I was like, oh my God, like, your life has moved on. But I knew him so well for that one period of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that's why I love Netflix, right? There's all these documentaries that you never would have even, like, back in the day, a documentary would come out, and unless they gave it a huge marketing push, you were probably like, I'm never gonna see that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a Michael Moore documentary, or Morgan Spurlock. Who everyone loves Morgan Spurlock. Who's the guy that did the
Super Size Me.
And I'm like, I don't get your point here, buddy. I watched that movie and it actually kind of pissed me off because I'm like, I don't think this is really addressing the problem that we have.
Yeah.
Because if you eat anything in excess for that long, you're gonna probably
there was, I mean, a million people have done it, but, like, I remember there's some famous professor who did it, ate McDonald's 3 times a day for whatever,
but
and
he picked a salad.
60 pounds.
Yeah.
No, he did it. Well, cool. Is he the professor I'm talking about? No, fucking play your Vita game, you piece of shit potato. I'm gonna get this potato thing to take off.
That last picture really makes me feel like a
Yeah, you're fine, buddy.
I love you. No, but anyways, sorry. Yeah, and he lost weight, and he was like, "This isn't surprising. Stop eating when you're full, and work out or the exercise. Like, yes, if you eat to excess to where you're vomiting in the parking lot and doing all this stuff, then yeah, you're gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that. So that's where I think you start to get the
skew,
the bastardization of what a documentary is supposed to be. That was
an entertaining movie.
but it was propaganda, right? That was hey, I have a point to prove, and I'm trying to be a celebrity, so I'm gonna go do this crazy fucking thing. That was, and I don't mean this as an insult, a Tim Gettys maneuver right there. Like, and it made him famous, and now he's doing a series on CNN.
Yeah,
right. Good for him. He still has that horrible face mustache thing.
Why do you hate this man so much?
Because because I was an overweight person. I was like, you're doing a disservice to people.
Yeah,
because you're going into fucking McDonald's,
and
you're
bullshit.
eating 2,000 calories at a time. What you should be doing, what he should have done, was gone in and done a fucking documentary about how to lose weight at McDonald's. That would have been fascinating.
Sure.
Hey, I'm eating this 3 times a day, and I lost 20 pounds. How did he do it? Oh, portion control, understanding nutrition, having a salad, drinking water instead of cola. All he showed was that if you go to McDonald's, you're a fat ass, and I just don't appreciate that because I like me some McDonald's every once in a while.
I get that.
But yeah, going back to your wrestling documentary, did you see the one about the Iron Sheik?
Oh yeah,
Fuck.
but that's another weird one.
Fuck, man. Yeah, it wasn't.
It was like it was a great documentary, and then all of a sudden it's just like this dude gets introduced, and he's like, "Yeah, I grew up with the Sheik and this, that, and the other," and then all of a sudden it's like you're knocked over the head with this footage that's clearly like 4 years old, and you're like, "Oh, you made this movie, but you just dropped in like in the last quarter to tell me about the Sheik's drug problem and how you pulled him out." I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah,
Great movie.
There's a sort of like level of documentary that has hit Netflix because I think people are realizing that they can get something on Netflix. At least they could a few years ago pretty easily if it was of a certain amount of production quality.
Sure.
So I saw a few in line. I saw that one. I saw there's a movie, a documentary about Drew Struzan who does the posters for Star Wars and
Oh, that sounds
he did all those.
awesome.
It was cool, but again, it's less of a documentary, more of just like, hey, he's just kind of telling the story, and his wife's
Gotcha.
like, this is what happened, and it's cool. But it could be. It's one of those that like should only be like 45 minutes, but they had to make it like at least an hour. And then there's one about John Milius that is similar to that, but it's a really cool story, and you should check it out. I think his name is John.
No, John Milius.
Yeah, John Milius.
Red Dawn.
Did Red Dawn.
Colin
did
would
Conan
be
the
freaking out
Barbarian.
right now. Yeah.
Went to school with Spielberg, Lucas, and Zemeckis, and all those guys.
They
like,
come and talk about it,
during
right?
that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking cool to see this guy, but he was just too outrageous to like exist in Hollywood. So that's a good one too if you like those.
2 years ago, on Netflix they released Turtle Power, which is a hour-long documentary on the history of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's it's more of a history than a documentary thing, but I thought it was cool and interesting, and like it kind of explains the story of Eastman and Laird and how they created these things, and they kind of fell apart as creators, and like how they don't really like each other. And at the end, it kind of showed how they're like trying to reform together a little bit.
Get some
but
fucking
it's
money.
Still, there's
It happens
some,
to
like,
all the greats. It
budding
happened to
stuff,
Hall and
but it
Oates.
was interesting because it didn't sugarcoat it as much as it could have. Because I think it's an official Ninja Turtles thing.
Yeah, that's the problem, and that's my fear. We were talking earlier on Gamescast about what's happening with Hideo Kojima and things like that. Someone will do a documentary about that one day, but will they go as in depth as they need to go?
It's gonna be Nick.
Oh, I'd love to.
You're going
let's
in.
do
I would
it.
fucking love to do a documentary about that.
We lay the groundwork in our Japan trip
We
that
could.
Tim is now going
We could.
on.
The problem is, I don't know a lot about the Japanese culture, but they're not ones to really put that shit out there.
But-
Unlike America, where we're like, I'm just rearing to sell my story and my soul to make a little bit of money.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure Kojima has a little. It's
If
called
Hideo
honor, I
Kojima
think.
was going to open up to anybody, it's this face. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bring a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks, get every episode early, get exclusive stuffs, get your questions read on the air like Kenny Char and Tack Track did today. And of course, support our dreams. If you have no money or don't like our dreams, don't want to support us, go over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we put it up topic by topic, day by day, until the entire show posts for free on Fridays as one big MP3 and video
This is the last time you're gonna see us
on camera.
when we haven't seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Nope, that's the wrong theme. Still John Williams. Wrong theme.
Oscar! Till next time, it's
That
been a
was-
pleasure to serve you.
That wasn't even that was fucking
Short
short.
serve.